Yeah.
I don't know. When I'm listening to that music, I'm like,
And then all of a sudden it cuts off and it's just us. It's like,
it's just, a little anticlimactic. So, episode, I got my sheets here, 92, because Dad keeps notes.
wow.
How are you doing, Miss Blue?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking, honey. How you doing? How many beers in are you?
Oh, just 2. I'm feeling good. But I'm drinking my 15-16 because I didn't go to Red Oak and get my...
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Here we go.
Oh, Lordy, now. All right, who we got over here in the chat? I haven't not even looked at the chat today. Sorry, y'all. I've been just running around. JJ, thank you for posting the links over there. He's posted some of the links over there. So if you are new to the show or watching the show, join our Telegram group. There is always some information. If you ask a question there, I don't know. We've got 600-700 people in there. Somebody can answer your question, and they may not answer it immediately. Give them some time. We don't have operators standing by for your questions, but they do a pretty good job of people answering questions. And as long as you're not a dick, you won't have any problem in that room.
Yeah.
So, that's the only people I have. And really, I don't think we've had to kick anybody out of that group. There's been a couple bots that joined.
I don't think so. Really nice crew.
Yeah, there's very few people that we've had to remove. Very, very few. So thumbs up to all the people that joined the group. JJ put it up in there if you want to scroll up, folks, and click that link. Thank you again. Tim Windsor joining the show over on the side. Alban, as always, watching on a regular, waiting for... What day are we waiting for? At what time?
What?
What time? What day are we waiting for in time?
Oh, God. Are you talking about Player Pass?
Wednesday, yes. Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern. That is 10 p.m. UK time.
Yeah.
Player Pass. This week is
Phantom Thread and Just Cause.
Just Cause. That's right. So those are the 2 movies that you guys need to watch. So take a look at those. Join us on Wednesdays. If you've watched the movies, we post the link. You can join the panel. Give us your thoughts on one or both of the movies. It's a fun.
He's saying, JJ just said your audio is low, so I don't know. My audio or Todd's audio?
My audio. I hear you great. I hear everybody great.
Now you're actually really loud.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll try to. I don't know.
Try not to yell.
I try not. I shouldn't be that loud. Redneck, thanks for joining. Canuck Gal, thank you for joining.
Look at you.
Let's see. Canuck Gal, Rednecks. You still need to download or have a file link code. Okay. Sharing some information there. Thank you, Redneck. Eddie G, thanks for joining us. Looking down through the list. Who else we got in here? Oh, thank you, JJ, for posting that. Yep. Bass, thanks for joining, bud. Let's see. Oh, and yes, Blue is correct about the t-shirts. If you join for anything but to see what Alban shirts are, the guy has some shirts. He has some shirts. They're not PG.
I figure he's got to run out of them sooner or later, though. Come on now.
He's got to. He's got to. Yeah, it's great time over there. We have a good time. It's enjoyable. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Jim likes my shirt. Thank you. Yep, this was my 4th of July shirt. Since I only got to wear it for the one time, I felt like I need to wear it once in a while. And if any of you guys, so the M for me, who remembers when MTV first came out, I remember MTV. And do you remember when they actually used to show videos? I'll be Blue. You remember when you actually turned on MTV and there was no shows? It was music videos. You know, what an idea. But yeah, now it's just shows, nothing. Steven, thank you. Or Steve Franklin, thanks for joining. Chris is on the chat over on the side. Childer is over there. Brown Walker, thanks for joining the show. DJ Themes, who joined us on the last Player Pass show. Yep. Thanks for joining. Bob, thanks for joining. Milton, thanks for joining.
Thanks,
Jazzy,
right.
Michael, huh?
So TGIF. Yep.
Yeah. Well, my Fridays, I'm off normally Fridays. On most cases, I'm off on Friday. Like, yeah, last Friday I actually had to work at somewhere else, so I worked on my day off. But normally Fridays I try to take that day off. So it's usually I don't have 2 days off in a row. My days are split up. Oh, Jizz Planet jumped in there in the side. Thanks for watching, Jizz.
Trouble.
That just doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't.
Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star.
First ever music video on MTV.
Yeah. Terror, what's up, T-Car? Over there. Lou, thanks for joining on the side. I think I said hello to Jazzy. Thanks for joining. So, let's go ahead. We've got the second half of the show. We hope to have Dr. Inferno, and we're going to walk through AutoWidgets 2.0, excuse me.
Yeah.
And it is officially released a couple weeks ago. He came on the show and gave us the Speed Racer version, and everybody was able to watch it, Speed Racer version.
Yeah, we're going to get him to sit down.
It was like, trying to ask for directions in a Ferrari driving down, the Autobahn. Again, he wasn't, it was still in beta, so he wasn't really trying to show all the little things. He was trying to just show you the features. And I had numerous people who says, it went so fast I couldn't see it. Can you tell me what he did?
That's how his brain works, 100 miles an hour too, just for the front whole click, 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 click. Yeah. We'll get him to slow down.
Yeah, and he will slow down, and I'll try to explain it. But he was doing some family things the early part of the day, so he told me that he would try to join us at the 6 o'clock hour, which is about 50 minutes. So let's say in the next hour or so, he should be able to join the show. So a few big things that hit the streaming world this week. One of the things was, hold on a second. There's my documents. One of the things, and Blue, you tried this out, and I messed around with it, but I messed around with it on a brand new Fire Stick. So I wasn't able to get a true feel for it because it's a new DaButcher tool, or a way to customize and remove, or not remove, but disable some of the Amazon services that are running in the background that normally you wouldn't be able to remove.
A lot of them that you'll never use. So yeah, it was taking up too much space. I kept getting the error over and over again. Storage space full. I'm like, come on. I only have like Netflix, Kodi, Amazon Video, Plex, and Disney Plus. I've got 5 add-ons on it, and it was telling me it was full. I'm like, you kidding me? And Downloader, obviously.
Yeah, and that is a problem with a lot of especially Fire devices, because you have that preloaded stuff.
A lot of Android stuff, like your phones. You get a Samsung phone. Look at how much stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can uninstall. You can only turn it off, or it's like ridiculous. Disable it, but it does make a big difference. This thing.
Yeah, and you used it. Like I said, I installed it, but it was on a brand new device. So to me, since it was a device with Kodi,
no, but
I don't even know if it had an APK, and that was it.
If it's the latest update, it will have all those on it, though.
Well, yes, but you really don't notice the speed. No, you don't notice the speed of a stick slowing down until after you use it for 6 months or more. Then you start to notice
my stick wasn't slowing down. I just kept getting that error. Storage error. That for me was the trigger. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known any better, because it works just fine.
I'm gonna post. We'll share this in here, so we're able to see this. And this was posted. This was posted on techdoctoruk.com. Now, this is a brand new app. I'm not going to say, oh, it's 100% safe or what. We'll find out down the road. It's going to take a little while. This is very new.
To be honest, I just wanted to clear up my stuff. I was tired of seeing that. Like, the good thing is check your storage before you do it. Run it and then check your storage again, because I gained back like a gig.
Okay. and you can see this is the interface when you install it and you run it, and it'll give you all these Amazon things that you can turn off, and you can see over here you can turn them off. You can choose what things you want to turn off, and they're weird names, so maybe you don't know what they are. But in his description, he does a pretty good job of telling you. I've watched the videos on it. The only caveat he says in it that if you want to enable Prime Video, there was 3 services you do not want to disable.
Yeah.
And he posts those in the
That's
in the
exactly
video.
what I did. I highlighted everything and I unchecked those 3, and all of my apps still work perfectly.
So I will go ahead and post that over there. Lat says, I have a stick with Kodi Express VPN and downloader, and I did try it. You found no difference for you. And again,
honestly, Lat, though, did you notice that you had a bunch of apps that you didn't, that are just the standard ones? Those are the ones you want to turn off, because eventually, if you do add more stuff, you are going to storage out, basically.
Well, and also it depends on how long you keep Kodi running, and if you're using Kodi, it starts to store all those thumb images.
Yeah,
and
remember, I cleared the cache. Plus,
Yeah.
remember, I actually cleared it and went with like a fresh Kodi, and it was too much shit. It was too much shit with all the Amazon apps on it, all the bloatware, basically. You don't need.
So I did like that he posted in there, and you can watch the video if you'd like, check the video out. But for the most part, it's pretty simple to use. Click it, run it, hit the check mark to check all the boxes, and like you said, uncheck the few things if you're a Prime Video user.
Yeah, which I am.
And so that you're able to use Prime Video, and then done. And it's pretty simple, which I think it's I'd like to see more tests down the road. More and more people use it, and then you get a wider test pool.
The thing is, though, like, I mean, if you're not having issues, don't bother with it. But the second you get that storage thingy, grab this.
Yeah.
Save me. It's getting annoying.
Yeah, it doesn't need. I watched the video. I thought that it sounded like a good tool, and it used to be the only way you could do this was to root the device, which root if people say jailbreaking a Fire Stick when you put other apps, that's not jailbreaking. If you were going to jailbreak, it would be rooting, which is to bypass the operating system and be able to go below what's running. And when we sideload Kodi, that's not the same thing as jailbreaking. So
jailbreak is Apple only. Apple products you jailbreak.
So Blind Eye says, I'm done with Fire Sticks, too much work. And it is. To me, I've only suggested if people want a low end or a cheap device to start their experience with streaming, and they're not wanting to invest a lot. If you want to invest, yeah, sure, get another device. But if you're wanting to just, you're sticking your toe in it. You know, like when you walk up to a swimming pool and it's not real hot outside, but you're thinking, do I want to swim or do I not want to swim? And you put your foot in there in just a little bit. It's like, check it out. You're like, do I want to swim or do I not want to swim? That's getting a Fire Stick is kind of like that. You're just checking it out, seeing if that's what you want to do.
If you're buying it for grandma is used to, dial up, and she's all like supersonic for.
Yeah, there's certain aspects, like you said, there is certain aspects that it's good for, certain people that it's good for, and I can see that.
Well, and the only time that you're gonna notice that it's possibly a little bit slower is if you have another device. You don't know any better. You don't know any better. Once you get a better high-end device, then you kind of go, oh, Jesus, that's a piece of crap. Although the 4K is not too bad, because I hate it. But I bought a 4K just for kicks to try it out, and I haven't had any problems except for the storage part.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss if you don't know any better.
Yeah.
You know,
you might like your Honda until you get yourself like a Porsche, and then you go, Honda's a piece of shit. Well, you wouldn't have known any better if you hadn't driven a Porsche.
Unless you're talking about the mechanic bills, which your Porsche is probably in the shop a whole lot more than the Honda. So, is it just for Amazon? I think it's just for Amazon, because if you look through, when I glance through when you glance through the services that it gets rid of,
Yeah.
look at all this. It's Amazon. There was only, huh?
The name of it is Firestick DeBloat tool. So
Yeah.
it's not like you don't use it on your Samsung phone.
Yeah.
There's probably something similar out there though.
Yeah. But you notice it's one thing after another.
Like a lot of stuff in there, and yeah.
He said something about Tahoe, and I didn't catch it. There was something about Tahoe that some people may want to leave Tahoe on. I can't remember the video.
Yeah, I guess if you do have any issues, right, you could go back and go, okay,
yeah,
well, what do I need to turn back on to fix that? They're just disabled, like you said. They're not uninstalled.
Yeah, it's not uninstalled. You're just disabling it. Basically, just turn it off. It does say when you rerun it, when you open it back up, it'll show you a check mark beside the things that are check marked. And then if there's something that you want to uncheck, you just click it and you're good to go.
It was a lifesaver for me.
All right. So Alban does post. There is true about this with the 4K sticks. If you get a Verizon is selling them. If you go to the Verizon store, say you're a Verizon customer, and you can go to their store. If you're buying 3, it changes the price from $50 a piece to getting 3 for $99. So that pulls it down to the $33. If you're buying through Amazon right now, is $36 on sale for the 4K stick. But Verizon is offering a branded stick, which I'm guessing, I would guess, I don't know anybody that's got it. I would assume that Verizon pops up like it does on your phone. When you first crank it up, instead of it being Amazon, it probably says Verizon or Verizon Amazon. I don't know. I would think, because it says it said it was a branded on their, but you can go to their website, check out, and you have to buy 3 to get that price of $99 for the 3 of them. So that pulls it down to $33. So.
Rick just said he heard that Verizon sold out.
Okay. Well, and I do know that it depends on your location. So I looked at it last week. But to me, that's a good deal if you're like in a bind. But if you just wait, at some point, there was that code that was $25 for a 4K stick, and if the promo code did not work, you could actually call Amazon and kind of, if you're a Prime member, and complain a little bit and grease the wheels, and they would give you the promo deal. But you just had to call and complain, because sometimes that promo code did not work with all. It didn't work with me, but I had bought one at Christmas with that same code. That code, I want to say it's 4K TV something, and you could get it for $25. But Echo, cancel. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah. New device must be released. Actually, you would think that, but they're constantly they're still holding out. And to me, Amazon's strategy in this is to flood the market. You flood the market, you drowned out the competition. Roku being their number one competition, of course. But if you continue to flood, and they're not making money on these 4K sticks, promise you that, with the equipment that's in there, the components that's in it, they're not making a big windfall. Maybe they're breaking even or close. I guarantee they're not making a lot of money on these sticks. They're wanting first to flood the market, to get you locked in, and then to sell you the stuff, the products or the services through them. That's where they're making that money on the back end. That's to me, that's their strategy here. Flood the market, sell stuff on the back end that you're making money on. Don't worry about selling a device. Kind of like your satellite companies do. Your satellite company doesn't make a bunch of money when they come and hook up your satellite dish up at your house and they put the box in your place. That's where they're not making their money. They're making their money off of that long-term, month to month, collecting that money, as well as hey, I want to get the pay-per-view. I want to buy this. I want to rent this movie. That's where they make their money. So
tab on your phone. You want the $1,200 phone, but you don't want to pay it outright.
No.
Oh, Verizon.
So Slappy says a lot of streaming community says the 4K sticks are good for use, but I don't like using them. They are great to sell, but not to good use. The 4K stick is really good for just casual use, as well as traveling or a second bedroom.
Yeah.
To travel with that, I mean, stick that in your luggage. You can stick it in your pocket, and it's easy. A woman can stick it in her purse, and she's good to go. Really, really to go.
You could stick it in his pocket, right beside his Johnson. How about that?
Roku.
And then Slappy said,
Roku.
if you're a gamer, use a shield. Yes. Yeah. You won't be gaming on. No gaming on Fire Stick.
No. Well, you can. There's a little bit of emulators that you can use. The lower end emulators. That's about it.
Good luck with the storage on that one.
Yeah. You're not. I mean, again, but if you were playing NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, yeah, they're very small files. You wouldn't. Of course, you wouldn't put a lot of games.
The only thing you can do on it is you can do like Alexa games where you can play like trivia stuff and.
Well, yeah. So that's an option of what you guys what you want to do. Any of you guys know how to remove Facebook off a Samsung phone? No. I have a Samsung phone, and
Facebook comes standard?
Huh?
Facebook comes standard on it?
Oh yeah, it was already pre-installed.
Huh?
I'm sure of it. Well, because when I synced mine, you know how mine synced with my old device, so I bet you it's a pre-installed thing.
That's weird.
So started with a Roku. Was it be Roku? Is that how I'm supposed to say that, honey?
Where is it? Is it RO?
Is that Roku?
Yeah, it's Roku. Yeah,
no. Or Roku. Roku if you're dabs and you don't give a damn. So DJ says best place to place is in your pocket. That's right. So all the girls are like, damn, check him out.
Is that a Fire Stick in your pocket, or you just have
to yeah. Brown says basically this AP is like a package disabler APK. Yes, you're just disabling.
Yeah.
Yep. Putting it to sleep. So yeah, it's an option.
There's way too many things they throw on an Android now that are like, come on, let me choose whether or not I want to keep this. All their health stuff, I don't want that. I don't want to know how many steps I'm taking today. Fuck you.
I do like to know because I'm like this. Boom, yeah. Take them.
Yeah, if you're doing like 30,000 a day. I'm doing like 12.
12 steps.
Just 12.
Yeah. Well. So we got that going on. So the other kind of big news. I've got a few things here that I wrote down. Let's see here. Let's see. So that was kind of a big news. Another big thing, G4. Does anybody else watch G4? I think it used to be called Tech TV back in the day. So G4 is actually coming back, and it possibly may come back to Peacock. And I'm not sure how many people are in the side chat that remember Tech TV and that are nerds like me that used to love Tech TV. Let's see here.
What exactly is that? Is it a Cody thing, or is it a
No.
What is it?
Hold on. Let me make sure. Did it share the chart? Yeah, here it goes. Okay, I was just making sure I was doing this correct.
Like isn't G4 like Comic-Con for tech?
Yes. Well, it's tech, it's a tech channel. So basically it's a tech channel, gaming channel, talks about games, tech. When it first started, Tech TV, shut up. Cancel. So when it first started, it was Tech TV, and it was just tech news, and they had shows, and it was so nerdy. I loved it. If you guys remember, let's see, Screensavers was on there. They had a couple other shows. Leo Laporte. Leo Laporte. That's where he started on that, and he had his tech shows. Now he does some podcasts. X-Play, if people remember, X-Play they would give you the insights on games and give you little tricks and tweaks on how to play games. Attack of the Show was another one of those information shows, but it was almost like they stuck a lot of stuff in there. Really good show, but they may be coming back. Looks like maybe possibly to the Peacock, which that doesn't sound very good for me because I don't really like that channel or that service. But Tech TV, which became G4, looks like it may be on its way back to people's channel. I'm not sure. Does anybody remember here? So Turner remembers. Yes, I believe it. Well, Tech TV, I don't remember if it was 84, but I was watching it in the 90s. Because Leo Laporte and he had another cohort, kind of a heavy set guy, and they would build computers, and YouTube wasn't real big back then. They would build computers and they would get a graphics card and they would tell you about it, and they would really break down all the aspects, and they would talk about streaming, and it was a lot of stuff back then. So Michael remembers Tech TV back in the day. So yeah, some people remember Tech TV. So that became G4. Andrew, he was born in 84. He was just a baby in the crib watching Tech TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, another real good channel maybe coming back.
Yeah, it said 2021.
So let's see. Let me grab this link. And then we have another news. Oops. If I can.
So why did they stop in the first place? What happened? Do you know?
I think they just lost subscribers, and they moved most of their stuff moved to the podcast stuff. What's that podcast? Get off there. What's that podcast? Oh shoot. Where you could get everything. Huh?
What's your language there? Shoot.
There was they moved to more of like a podcast in that other, it was online where you could watch their stuff. Most of their shows moved. Leo Laporte, you can look up his, I want to say on Plex, you can watch his shows. He has shows, and he does a lot of what he used to do back when it was Tech TV. He'll talk about all kinds of stuff in tech. I mean, he'll maybe talking about TVs or surround sounds or the video cards or streaming services. I mean, he talks about all kinds of stuff tech related. So, but he won't be on there. Screensavers has some other people on there now, but so for you nerds, you'll like it. Verizon lost 81,000 video customers in quarter two. And I wrote down some other information on this when I did some research, which is quite interesting. Just made me think a little bit about it. At the same time, AT&T lost 886,000 premium TV users the second quarter of 2020. In 2 years, Verizon has lost 600,000 subscribers, which equals 14% of its users. In the same time, AT&T is down 24% of their subscribers.
So how does that work, though? Because both of those are cell providers, are they not?
They're TV providers also.
Oh, okay.
They're cable companies.
People are still buying their phones and getting their services.
Yes, you still have but they also offer TV services, and their TV services, they were cable company-ish. Verizon has offset that with adding during the pandemic time. They added, I think it said 10,000 subscribers to their Fios lines, their internet, their fiber lines. So they added 10,000 people to that. So they're adding to their people subscribing to their cable service, but they're losing TV customers. And this is I had another stat where it was talking about how many people are cutting the cord. We've talked about this. People cutting the cord. Cable companies are paying attention to this stuff, gal. This is a major impact. And again, AT&T losing 24% in 2 years.
That's why they're all coming with streaming services now, though.
Yes, and if I'm not mistaken, AT&T owns HBO, and that's another headline where HBO made a bunch of subscribers are on their services. So yeah, they've lost a bunch of people on that.
Tech evolution.
Huh?
Tech evolution.
Yep.
Why watch commercials if you don't have to?
If you don't have to do it. Let's see. One of the other big things that I talked about it last week, and I want to mention it this week, is pay attention to these promo rates that we're given or you're given. All right, I'll use number one right now, Disney. Disney being the number one thing that people better pay attention to right now, because I was given Disney for a year because I was a Verizon subscriber for my phone. They gave me a year of Disney, no charge. So come October, if that's when Disney came active, I don't know.
November, I think, yeah.
Disney became active. My bill will get $7 or $8 will be added to my monthly cable bill, or not cable, excuse me, phone bill.
Yeah.
So I have auto pay as well as maybe a lot of people have. So your auto pay bill would automatically go up that $7 and be paying it, and you may not even notice it.
Yeah, well, it's like any subscription. If you don't want to renew it, pay attention to when it's due.
Pay attention. But this article here says 1/3 of cable subscribers soon to expire promos. If you've complained to your cable company and you complained to your cable company and you said, hey, I want a better rate. A lot of times, you threaten you're going to quit. I'm cutting the cord. And your cable company says, hey, stick with us. We're going to give you, we'll give you cable. We'll give you internet and cable. It's only going to be $80. They're going to say $80. $80, you got cable TV and you got internet. And you're like, oh, great. And they're like, that's a 1 year promotion. And you're like, yeah, whatever, $80. Okay, great. And you don't listen to that 1 year promotion. At the end of the 1 year, most companies will not send you a, hey, your bill's going up next month. It just goes up. So for us cord cutters, people paying attention to your bills, pay attention to those promo times and that promo period, because very likely you're coming close to an end of one of those promo periods.
And you speaking about the fact that, lots of times stuff gets higher or whatever, or you can go and you can basically barter with them a little bit and say, listen, I'm leaving or whatever. Really, really good thing to do that with is Sirius Radio.
Yes.
Sirius Radio, tell them you are leaving, and 9 times out of 10, you'll get it for half price.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't want that. And they're like, oh, well, we can give you a month free. I'm like, no, I'm leaving. And they're like, okay, listen, we'll give it to you for half price. I'm like, okay. So bitch. Well, don't bitch. Don't be bitchy. Just tell them.
You don't have to. You just have to come and say, quick.
Get it for half price. They will give it to you for half price.
I've done Sirius XM since when I owned my other car, 2013, and every year I wouldn't pay over. I'd pay $100 every year, $100, and even now I don't have that car. I have another car, and I had to get the little receiver to plug in my car, and I said, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying the $200 and some odd dollars. No. And they're like, okay, how about $99 plus taxes and fees, which ends up being $105 or something. And they tell you next year that will go up. And all I do is just complain.
Sirius is famous for sending you mail, though, when you're due. I have gotten that.
They will send you an email. They usually send you an email a month prior and say, hey, if you want to cancel it, and all you got to do is complain or say, I'm not going to pay it. I don't have to go. I don't complain. I just say, I got to cancel it. And they're like, why? It's too high. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Oh, and they'll say, what about this price? No, I still can't afford it. Okay. What about this price?
For sure.
And then I'll say, yeah, I guess I can swing that. Blind's Eye says, yeah, just put it in your calendar or put it on your phone. Yeah, I mean, how many of us have the calendars on your phone? Put it in your phone. I'm telling you, just because us being cord cutters, we try to save money. This is where us as cord cutters, we can fall prey to this, because most people are creatures of habit. You do the same thing. You have a service and you like the service and you don't want to get rid of the service. That's why you stick with it. And even when they raise the price, you stick with it. You may complain, but you stick with it.
Netflix.
Yeah. And you stick with it because you're like, I'm so used to having it. So.
I think my Netflix was like 8, and then it went up to 12, and now I'm at 16. But I'm at 16 because I have more people that can use it, and it's 4K. So
yeah,
even though I don't have a 4K TV.
Thank you.
With the old one, with the old Netflix, it was like you couldn't be on at the same time as other people. You could have other users, but you can do it at the same time. And now they have like $16 where you get 4K and you can have up to 4 or 5 users, I think.
5 people, yeah. It's you have to weigh out on our cord cutting, and we'll talk about that on one of my other points when I talk about cord shaving. You've got to figure out what's important to you on this, and you weigh it. I mean, there's nothing free unless you're just going to put an antenna outside. It's not free, and that's it. I mean, that's where you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah. Well, besides the K word.
Well, no, even that. Well, yes, if you went with free links, yes. You can go free with that with some headache. So I guess, yes, you're right. You could go free with that. So let's see. The next topic, Fox Sports. So I don't know how many MLB fans are in the chat. Which, honey, you know MLB, right?
Major League Baseball?
Yeah. I hate baseball. So
baseball because of my grandma. She loved it.
Did she? My grandmother loved baseball. My uncle Jim loves baseball. He's a Yankees fan. I could care less about baseball. It's just not my sport. Not enough going on.
Baseball is either really, 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 really boring or freaking exciting. But it's
90% is the boring part.
There's nothing in between. Yeah.
Yeah. 90% boring. You've got to wait for that 10% exciting.
Yeah.
So one of the things that, all right, so we know that fans are not allowed in the stadiums now. So Major League Baseball kicked off last week, or might have been this week. Might have been earlier this week. So kicked off. So you got no fans. So there's the loss of revenue there. One of the things that Fox Sports is looking to add CGI fans to fill the stadium to make it look full. So when the TV is scanning, it looks like there's fans in the stadium, which I find kind of funny because it's not like the players see those fans. It's only for you watching it on your TV.
Yeah.
One of the other things that some of the channels are doing is they're putting ads on the bleachers or on the stadium. So you'll be able, let's say.
Normal? They've always had that. Right?
Or Texaco can add to the infield for a certain number of innings, or they said along the foul line, you'll be able to add. They're actually going to put they're going to have some physical banners at some places, but they're also talking about doing CGI banners.
You know what? For me, as a sports watcher, I don't honestly give a shit about the fans. I don't want to see the fans. I don't care about the fans. I want to see the game. I want to see, everything that has to do with the game. I don't care about the stands, but I can understand as an athlete because I used to play a lot of sports that big crowds pump you up. You play better. So it's probably a little weird for them not playing to cheering or jeering or you know what I mean? Yes. That part would be weird.
Yeah. And that was let me remove that. So Dr. Fucci sat throughout the first pitch at the one game, I think what's his name? Trump. He's going to throw out the Yankees. I think he was going to throw out a pitch today or sometimes this thing. So yeah, there's plenty of fans for the for baseball. You can see there's the face bomb.
I thought it was the Yankees that all kneeled for the national.
Yeah, it was somebody that they were talking about that he was going to throw the pitch out. So.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci. Yeah, it was a bad throw. But you know what? He's not a baseball player, and so he's just a scientist. And we'll let him be with that.
One of the other, what JJ says, the NHL has done the CGI banners for years. One of the things that NHL was talking about, which they really haven't kicked off yet, which thank you to Canada for hosting the NHL, because did you know that NHL has 2 cities they're doing it in Calgary and Toronto because they have so many ice rinks that they said that they can put the whole NHL up in both places. Yeah, and they can play.
It's called Canada.
Yeah, but they said one of the things they said, that's where they're going to put it. They're not going to have one in the States, one that, and one of the other things they were talking about is they were going to, where people do chants, you would be able, like if you're a fan, you'd be able to record a chant and they would play it over the loudspeaker in the place. I don't know if that actually is going to play out, but the NHL was toying with the idea of being able to put out the audio from some of their fans. And then you're like, say if you submitted an audio, then you would be more apt to listen because maybe you'll hear your audio. I don't know about that.
That's actually, when you think about it, that's actually kind of smart.
Yeah, but I don't know how well that would play out, though.
Like Washington. Washington's going to call themselves the Washington football team. Did I read that right?
I don't think that I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that that's been decided yet.
On Washington.
That's not been decided yet that I heard.
That's I think what they're talking about going with. Right. I mean, how much more unoriginal can you get than that? You can't think of some cool. I heard. Okay, so was there an NHL team? And I think what were they changing? Oh shit, I forgot. They had a really cool name. I mean, there's a million different cool animals, cool sayings, cool whatever. Washington football team.
I don't think they're going with that.
You know what? And you know what? You want to pump people up for it? Take a vote. Have all the fans pick names, vote on names, pick the top 3, have them vote, have them choose the name for your team. They're going to want to go see them. Like, brutal. Oh my God.
You're right. JJ, one of the things you said, the WWE does suck without fans. I will say that I glanced, I want to say, I watched probably about 15, 20 minutes of some of the WWE without fans. It's just so quiet. I mean, even UFC is actually not that bad because you have the refs or the people.
They not have crowd noise just like they have laugh tracks when people
they probably could, but they don't. No. They don't do that. So let's see. I'm trying to see where you were talking about the.
Yeah, look up Washington football team.
They're not naming themselves yet. It's still
all. They're using that for the 2020 season, though. But I mean, honestly, put it out to the fans. Let them help choose the name.
Yeah, it's going to take some time, and they're going to come up with something, a neat name. Whatever. I mean, and hey, to be honest, if you I'm a sports fan that follows NFL. The Redskins Washington team is so embroiled in a bunch of BS right now. Now they have all kinds of sexual misconduct and all kinds of stuff going on. That team right now, that ownership is a dumpster fire. I mean, it is a fire with 20 some odd women claiming that they were sexually harassed or treated wrongly with the team, and that was accepted to go, and that was just accepted to be part of to work in the office is that you had to be harassed, and the things that were said. I mean, it's 20 some odd people. I mean, it is great.
There's a lot of pigs out there. Oh, the name that I was thinking of, Seattle NHL team they're changing the name to Kraken. I love that.
That's good. That's a good name.
It is. There's a million good names out there. I can use your imagination.
Let's see. All right. So the next topic, copy my URL, paste it. Look at how high tech I am. Look at that. I am a high tech guy. So we talked about bloatware just a minute ago. We were talking about all this bloatware that's on your phones and stuff. So Pluto TV, which I have to say is probably the best free option for a TV app that's out there. So if you're wanting free TV, I know Tubi TV does a decent job.
I'm going to interrupt for a second and say, US only, people.
Oh, okay. And yes, you're right. You're right. It is for US only, so you'd have to use a VPN. But Pluto TV is adding themselves. Verizon is adding them, and they will have some movies on Verizon, which is going to, or real life on Verizon. There's going to be some certain stuff that is going to be for that app only. So it hasn't on my phone. It was just released yesterday, 1 day ago. Yeah. So it was just released yesterday. They're going to add it to select new phones will now come with preloaded Pluto TV app. Let's see, with Fios, cable boxes, Stream TV, 5G, Amazon, home Fire devices getting the rollout throughout the summer. So then I guess the phones would be later on, but they're going to have some unique things. Everybody is getting on this streaming bandwagon, because these companies see where the where the momentum is going, and they're trying to get out in front of it as much as possible. So Plex added live TV, 80 new channels to Plex TV. This was talked about, I think, yesterday or today. If anybody, Blue, you probably not went through and looked at Plex. If you go down to your Plex account and you look down towards the bottom to the more, it actually has a Plex thing. If you click it, it has a live TV. It's 80 channels. To me, not to talk bad about it, but it's poor man's Pluto TV. It is those live TV channels that we can get from Zumo or Pluto or some of these other live apps. Fail or Die, or what was it? Ain't it Fail or Die? Ain't that a channel? That fail channel where you see people fall off their skateboards and shit like that. Are you there, Blue? Did I lose you? Oh yeah, I lost her because she went to go get a wine. So that's that. It has 80 new channels, but to be honest, I was not impressed with the channel lineup when I was looking at for the Plex. Let me paste that in here, y'all. Sorry, a little bit slow on that. So yeah, added 80 channels, and it's over the air stuff. Well, not over. It's here we go, U.S. only. Get off of there. You can see Dove channel. It's stuff that I've seen. Well, so when I looked here, I've seen Retro Crush. I've seen the IGN channel, America's Funniest Videos channel. You've seen these numerous places. So they just added it. So we'll see where that goes with that. Not a game changer for me. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. One of the things here, HBO talks about. HBO reaches 36.3 million total subscribers. What the report says in today's Q2 earnings, AT&T, which I'm guessing owns HBO, so they must not be hurting too bad on losing their subscribers, updates a successful launch of HBO Max. Said that they had 36.3 million subscribers in the U.S., and that's a 5% increase from the end of 2019. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought I had pasted myself, which was dwarfed by Disney. I must have not copied that over. It was Disney like owned that. I mean, they were all over. They just crushed it. Peacock TV. So Peacock, if you guys have downloaded the NBC Peacock app, which we talked about last week, 1.5 million downloads in the first day. One of the things in here says that Disney Plus still remains the holy grail of streaming service launches. Ultimate force to be reckoned with. The House of Mouse saw an astounding 13 million downloads in the first 6 days of its launch. Again, Peacock has a limited ad service for $5 a month. If you don't want the ads, it's going to be $10 a month. So a little bit of a, so decide what you want on that. I'm not a major fan of this Peacock. I think they should have kept a free service. To me, I think they should have kept the free part. Let's see. The next topic. Amazon confirms Prime Day's been pushed back again. We're looking at, I think it said mid-July, which we're at mid-July. Moved to September. I'm sorry. They already missed the mid-July time where they were supposed to do it. So we're looking at September for Prime Day. So,
okay. Quick question about Peacock. Was that not like originally like ABC or something? Did you guys not have
NBC?
Okay, that was their logo, right? Was a peacock.
Yes, NBC. Yes, had a little peacock with the little color thing. Yeah, which I don't know with your TV, with my TV. Whenever I watch NBC, the color is different because they do something different with the broadcast.
I don't have
color,
so I don't know.
the color is different on when I'm watching live channels from my NBC to my ABC or even CBS. CBS to me has like a filter on it. CBS has like it's almost like it's a little bit, I want to say like a filter, like a gray filter, just where it's not as crisp. ABC to me is real nice and clear. And then NBC is almost like the colors are too vivid. It's like when you go into a Walmart or a Costco and you're looking at all the TVs and they're set on vivid. The colors are so they don't look right. It stands out, but they don't look right. So something about NBC's color when you watch their live broadcast, to me, I can flip channels and it's just, I'm like, I've got to change the color setting on my TV if I'm watching live TV. Which you don't watch live TV, so
no.
So you ain't got that problem. So Prime Day pushback. So we ain't got that going. Lowcast. One of the things about Lowcast has added some more channels to that. If you're in the Florida area, you'll be able to find some more ABC, NBC, Fox, PBS. Lowcast is a very good, and I'm not sure if it's free or I think it's completely free. But I know that some of the cable companies were all up in their business because they didn't like them stealing people. But you got to put in your cable, like where you're from. You can donate, but you got to have, I can't remember you. Well, all right. So if I'm not mistaken, and I may be incorrect, but you see the towers from this, I can click those towers and watch from that area for free. But if I want to watch from my area, I have to put in some type of information about my cable TV information.
So what does that mean? That means you can get like local channels in that area?
Yes.
But not your own local channels unless you plug in stuff.
Right. You can see where if I wanted to watch Seattle, I could. But with complete free. But it offers, some people really enjoy this Lowcast, which gives you that local channels. If you don't want to have an antenna outside, it can give you some of that. So I know numerous people that I've talked to like this service. I know that cable companies have pushed hard against them. They live on donations. So if you're a person that uses this, it's almost like a PBS. If you're using the service, I would suggest you donate to them because they're trying to, for the cord cutters, they're trying to give
Mine's that Lowcast shows a 5-second commercial every time you change the channel.
Okay, well, okay. That's not that bad if you're not paying nothing.
Exactly.
They've got to get their money some way. So you've got to figure out, is that worth it? If you're not, you're going to pay for an IPTV service. You pay for an IPTV service, and then you're paying, and people are like, I don't want to pay.
Well, even when you have like Amazon Prime and you've got Prime Video, they still have commercials sometimes. Like it's weird because Netflix doesn't, but they still do. But it doesn't bother me that much. It's not in the middle of a show, but it's maybe at the beginning of a show.
Yeah. They figure out a way. I mean, they've got to figure out a way of getting some revenue because they can't do it for free, not for very long. All right. So most of the people watching this show, how many people we got? 61 people, because I've bored away 9 people because I think we're close to 70 at one point. So,
well, and I wasn't talking about porn like I normally do, honey.
I know, that's all you talk about.
I know.
Cobwebs. So we've got the cord cutters, cord shavers, which cord shavers means someone that has taken their cable bill and said, you know what? I don't need. So then that may be the person that says, I want locals only.
Yeah, or they just want the live, but they don't want like HBO or the the movie channel.
Right. They want the live local channels, and then I will pay for my HBO through my HBO Max or my HBO Go or my Showtime or my Sling TV, whatever. So those are cord shavers. So they're still paying the cable company for a certain group of channels, but then they supplement. So it says 45% of the cord shavers are likely to cut the cord.
Yeah.
any of you guys that have cut the cord, shaved the cord, and you have to convince your family members, I highly suggest this. All right. First of all, if you're able to get an antenna outside, I do that because then you get your local.
Loves his, loves
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And actually, I fixed mine, honey.
That's
So
good.
you're able to, then you get your locals, and then there's not the complaint of, well, I need to watch local news, or what happens if there's bad weather? I want to see what's happening where there's a tornado coming down the street. So you have that. And then you get some of our options, the APKs, the Kodis, the whatever other Plex to watch your stuff as a DVR option. So you have that, and what you can do with that when you're trying to blend your family over, you've introduced Plex, Kodi, APKs, whatever it is that you've brought into your home to try to convince the rest of your family. Ask your family for 1 week not to use the cable box or the satellite box. Say 1 week. We're going to give it 1 week when we won't use that. We're only going to stream or watch over the antenna. Can we do it for 1 week? Most people will find after you do it for a week, you find that you can do it longer. And that is because if you just tell your wife or your husband, hey, I'm cutting cable off tomorrow. I'm going down to the cable company. We're cutting cable off. I'm taking cable box back. And he's going to have a damn fit, or she's going to have a fit about, the Bachelor, or he's going to complain about watching a football game, or she's going to complain about watching a football game. So if you transition people into it, you'll find it works easier for y'all. Parts of this says something about here. 50% of people have shaved, cut, or never had traditional paid TV. So that's half of the American households have never had or shaved or cut. So you have to think about, if you're a cable company, you're seeing these major shifts. So expect cable companies to make a shift back. My prediction is that cable companies are going to try to tier your cable usage, your internet usage. Some companies have. Comcast, I think, did it, and somebody else did a tier system. So the more you use, the more you paid per month. More companies are going to try to push towards that. I know that Spectrum tried that, and the government said, no, you can't. I don't know the exact how that all played out, but they said no, they couldn't. More internet companies are going to do that. So just be aware that is on the horizon. Let's see. Sling TV and Dish Network are going to start offering some packages for AMC Plus, which that's another package that people are going to pay $7 for this package. If you're a Walking Dead fan,
why would you want that for one freaking channel? Really? Come on now, charge $1.
Yeah. What it says here is AMC Networks are announcing today an agreement to make AMC Plus available on Dish Network satellite systems.
I'm not getting
and on Sling TV. This new bundle is available first time in Dish and Sling TV customers and designed to offer fans of our programming greater choice and enhance customer experience as we work with Dish and Sling TV to embrace the new ways that most viewers consume content today. The $7 will get you AMC, offers current seasons, hit series of the AMC Sundance TV channel.
Who cares?
IFC channel. Who the hell watches IFC?
Nobody.
I've seen that. I've never watched IFC. But so if you're a Nosferatu fan, which I loved Nosferatu's show, I thought it was a great show. The book was way better. Or The Walking Dead, you'll be able to get bonus footage, sneak peeks to future episodes, and be exclusive behind-the-scene features.
No, if they come out with a new DC channel that's got all DC stuff, I'll probably subscribe to that.
God, there's no way. I would not pay.
Who cares? It's just AMC. It's one channel.
There's no way I'd pay.
You binge watch for a week and you've watched everything they already fucking have on there. And then what do? Still keep paying $7 a month so you can watch one episode of The Walking Dead every week? No.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I missed the pack. I like my package.
Yes, Redneck. We all love your package, and we missed your package on Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, as long as he don't show his package, we're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Please don't.
So yeah, there's a lot of options here, folks. And in the point that I was kind of getting to on, and this is a bunch of the cable cord cord cutter website that I went through that I thought that would be relevant for stuff that people that watch this show. There's lots of options out there. Be careful of what you're paying for. As I've said numerous times before, you guys you can be nickeled and dimed to be paying $100 a month being cord cutters, because you pay for Plex and you pay for Netflix and you pay for Hulu and you're paying okay, you're paying for HBO, you're paying for ESPN, you're paying for Disney, you're paying for ESPN Plus, you're paying for hopefully you're not paying for YouTube TV, because that's $65 all by itself. You're paying for an IPTV service. Then you're said, well, I got to pay for Real to Bread because it's good, or I'm paying for Premiumize because that's good. If you're not careful, your cord cutting that's saving you $100 to $200 a month all of a sudden could be creeping up if you're not careful.
I pay $45 a month for my stuff. Netflix, Disney, Amazon. What else do I got?
But see, all right, I'm not even going to count Amazon. No, because Amazon is about for me. I watch almost nothing off Amazon TV.
2-day shipping.
It's the 2-day shipping. It's like I want my package here in 2 days.
Free music too, which is friggin' awesome.
The music,
it is pretty good.
Yeah. And the music is good.
I pay $45 a month, but I mean, I share all my stuff with a bunch of people, so it's like
you do.
Not just for me, it's other people get it for free for me. So, and like I have a friend who gives me sour keys as payment for Netflix. I love them.
Lat says the internet alone. Yeah, and I mean my internet alone's $90. So I mean they're getting $90 out of me every month. Yeah. But believe me, I get my internet usage out of them. Redneck says $3 a month. So yeah, you can save money, and I'm not trying to dog out if people paying for Netflix or Hulu or whatever you're paying for. Whatever fits you. Just be careful not to fall into that. It's only $4.
Yeah.
It's only $7.
Yeah.
Because enough of 4 and 7s, enough of them, and you're at the $100-some package.
If you're paying $7 for every channel you watch, and you watch, 10 channels, there you go. There's $70 when you were paying $100 for 150 channels.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially if you're paying for some of the IPTV services that could be anywhere from $5 to, please tell me you're not paying $30 a month. But if you're paying for some of those services, those IPTV services, you're like, I got this many channels, as well as the NFL package and the NHL package, the NBA package, the pay-per-views.
Like Cody, you want a cord cut. Cody is the way to go. Like, I mean, you get yourself RD and you get yourself a cheap IPTV, and you don't need anything else.
Yeah. You can be so.
And a good internet, obviously.
Yeah, you definitely need a decent internet. You can get by. I know Charles was doing 50 megs. I have 100 megs. I never have any issue. 50, he very rarely had issues. But you really, you'll have to get some type of a cloud service. Peter says, Cody, Amazon Prime, and Real to Bread is all you need. And you're right. You can, right there, you can even, again, I go for Prime. It's only about the packaging delivering in 2 days.
Yeah.
Because when I order something, I'm wanting it now.
What's cool about it, too, is because I got it, too, just for that. And then they're like, okay, with this, you get Amazon videos. And you know what? There are quite a few good series on that now. They've got Jack Ryan. They've got Carnival Row. They've got American Gods. Like, there's a lot of good TV series on there. I think The Boys, isn't The Boys Amazon too? That's free. And actually, the new season's coming out of that. Plus, you get the music, and it's a shitload of music. And plus, you get free photo storage. Like, all that, and it's like $80 a year. So
I know you're that, and I do enjoy. There is some stuff I've watched off Amazon Video, and I want to say that car one. What was that car one where it's like the three British guys? Someone will say it.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
The three man, why do I can't think of it. The three British dudes.
Yeah.
And that's on Amazon. one of the
Grand
things
Tour.
that,
Grand Tour.
Grand Tour. Yeah. And that's on Amazon. JJ has a good point, and my son uses Philo, and he is completely happy with Philo and their offer, the things they offer.
What's Philo?
Philo is like Sling TV. It's an internet an internet package. So he pays, I think, $20 a month. And remember him and his girlfriend, because she likes to watch the Oprah Winfrey Network. That was on there. Some of that courts TV stuff. If you're a cord cutter and you're wanting package without going for IPTV, Philo and Sling TV would be the two that I would lean you towards to say that's a pretty inexpensive packages to check out, because they do have some pretty good stuff. Top Gear. Yeah. Thank you.
Although JJ, she doesn't like looking for links like me. Autoplay. Autoplay. I don't look at links. I set how much, like what I want as far as bandwidth,
quality,
what I want for 1080, 720, 4K. I set all that. Autoplay. Yeah. I love autoplay. Feels like Netflix.
Yeah, you're correct. As long as it ain't something real obscure. Canuck Gal says I pay extra for an IPD for catch up. Yeah, and yeah, if you're getting 3 connections at the same time. But for me, I'm a person that lives by myself.
And you don't share anything, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, if you're a sharer and you want to share with grandma or this or that, yeah, you might want to go 2 connections. So.
Well, 20-ish a month for 3 connections. That's pretty good for IPD.
That's pretty good, but yeah, that's in the ballpark for some.
Yeah.
Philo has no sports. Yes, no sports with that. To go with sports, you got to go with Sling TV, and then they have a sports package that you have to go with. So that is very true. I was going to show some of my stuff on Radarr, honey, unless you got some other stuff you want to talk about while we're just.
Go ahead, babe.
Because we're kind of eating time until Dr. Inferno shows up, because he said between 6 and 6:30.
Alrighty.
So, I'm sorry, 63 users. Hopefully you guys this is something, hopefully this will find you useful. I have made a video today, and I'm going to go through some of my sonar setting or radar settings and show you Radarr setup in some of the features. And Blue uses Radarr, so she'll be able to look and give me some suggestions and thoughts on some of that. So I'm going to have to share my whole screen. So let me minimize that. And hey, honey, watch the side chat, because I won't be able to open up that.
Alrighty.
All right.
Was doing something, but okay.
Well, I'm just saying, so I'm gonna stop that, because I gotta share my, because I use Firefox. So
Bob says getting an error, updating auto widget. What error? Should tell you what the error is, or at least look at the log. I've been doing that a lot lately, fixing errors. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and hopefully Dr. Inferno gets done with his family hiking trip, and he'll be able to talk about that. And yeah, you really need to know
what the error
details.
is.
Yeah, need some help with that.
Like when it's updating, it doesn't update, it fails. Usually he'll tell you why it fails. Might be missing a dependency or something. Plus, it was right now, I guess, did he release it today? Because
within the last day or two, it's been brand new. He released it.
And it's in his normal repo, not the dev repo.
Yeah, I think he released it normal. And he made a video on it. So it's not going to be perfect coming out of the gate.
No.
I mean, nothing is. There's always
know what's wrong and send him logs. He's in Streaming Matters, and you can send him logs, and it can help him fix it.
Yeah. And Bob's in Streaming Matters.
Yeah. Before you talk about Radarr, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I don't care what anybody says, was fantastic.
All right. Okay, so one of the things I showed today's video, and I will upload it after this show is over. And I went through last week. I talked about sonar, and I showed how to set this up, and I've been working all week to set this up, because I was irritated because there was some of my settings were not correct. So I went and I looked up RuPaul's, which this was one of our shows. So one of the issues I was having, and you and I have talked about this, and I talked with some other people, was when I was looking for, like, say I went and I clicked on this that I want to do an audit. I'm going to do a manual search, and I found something, and then I would look it up on Premiumized, and it wouldn't start. Okay, it would wait for me to tell it what category it was supposed to go in. Even when I tried to set it as default, it still would ask me about what category it wanted to be in. So
this is only when you're using Premiumizer, because this isn't an issue with mine.
Yes, with Premiumizer. Yes, you're exactly right.
Because you had to set it in Premiumizer. Is this TV or is this movies?
This is a TV. So watch how this will actually work correctly. So this is standard def. We can see that I'm using the indexer. I think it's ETT-TV, but so I'm going to go ahead and pick that because it's standard. So it gave an exclamation point, but I want it quick. So I'm going to add it to queue. Went to the cloud. When it goes to the cloud, that means it's going to my Premiumizer.
Actually, first was it not going to your other thing?
I don't need Lord of the Rings.
Babe, wasn't it first to your, what was it?
The downloader, the black hole sends it to black hole sends it to Premiumizer. And if you watch, now I'm not going to touch it, but if you looked, now that I've set the setting correctly, look at what it says for my category.
Can't read that. It's too small.
Sonar. It actually sends it to my sonar folder, where before it would say category and I would have to click it and tell it, hey, this is a TV or this is a movie or this is whatever.
Are you doing a new video for this?
I did one today.
Oh, okay, perfect.
This is just me showing now.
Because
why is it asking for season? All right, so first of all, I'm going to cancel this one.
Babe, I'm going to interrupt for a second because your issue was originally you started with just Sonar, so it was only TV shows, so it wasn't having an issue downloading them, it was grabbing them. But now first Radarr as well, it needs to know whether or not it's movie or TV, right?
Yeah, and it was but even when I think when I added that, it gave me a problem.
Yeah.
Now that was trying to download a whole freaking pack, and I didn't want the whole pack. I don't know what the hell it was trying to do there.
Those should just be episodes.
Yeah, it should be, but it was trying to download season 1 or whatever. So I'm gonna choose this one here. I can see that it's season 12, episode 2. When it goes to cloud, I know that it's going to my Premiumizer. So we should see it pop up here. Because it was saying season 1.
Oh, that's weird.
Which wasn't correct. So I knew that's why I canceled that one. But before, what it would do is when it would send it here, it would ask for me to change the category. Now you can see, well, maybe you can't see. It already says sonar. I haven't touched it. It's saying sonar. Now I also know, because it's in the dark blue, and I said this during my video today that I made, is when it's in dark blue, that means it's coming to my device. When it's light blue, it's sending it to Premiumized Cloud. Before, what it would do is if the cloud had it, it would say category right here, and it would wait for me to tell it, send it to TV or send it to movie or whatever. Now that I fixed it, it doesn't do that. In that, the only thing I had to do was create a sonar folder and a Radarr folder in my torrents folder and in my downloads folder. And now that I created that, it knows if it's a TV or if it's a movie. And it automatically sends it without me touching it, because that was a mistake I made on my first video, that I was sending it to just a default folder. I thought I could send everything to one folder. It was hanging up. It was like saying, hey, I don't know where to go. And it would just sit there until I clicked whatever category, even if there was just one category, because I made default. And I would click, it would sit here and wait until I clicked default, and then it would play.
And it
would download.
It defeats the whole purpose of automating if you've got to check every time you download something.
You're exactly right. And that was driving me crazy all this week until today. I talked to some people the other day. I was talking to Penn the other day, and he said he had the same issue. And then today I went through Reddit again and just reading through Reddit. And I found it. And I'm like, let me change some of my settings. And I changed some of my settings. I added the sonar and the radar folders to my torrents, which if you watch my first video, I have 2 folders. I have a torrents folder and I have a downloads folder. I added sonar and radar to both folders and it fixed my issue. Now you see, so Premiumize is done. Premiumize said, I'm done with my task. Move on. So what's happened now, let's get rid of this. Go to activity. What's happening now is episode 2 of season 12 is in the process of moving from my downloads folder to my, I'm going to call it my Plex folder. It's my TV folder. It's the folder that I share on my system.
Sonar folder, basically, that attaches to your Plex.
Yes. Yeah. Because sonar, because Plex is not looking at my download folder.
No.
Plex is looking at my TV folder.
Yeah.
So what it's doing here is it's not there yet.
Yeah.
So
Plex needs you to define whether or not it's movies or TV. Why? So in other words, if you have a local, like if you have a bunch of stuff on a local drive, you need to separate them out. You need to put all your TV in one folder and all your movies in another. You can't just pull them all at once because you have to designate in Plex that these are movies and these are TVs so they can find the proper meta for them. Otherwise, they won't pull.
So right now, and once this purple goes away, then that means it's moved to my TV folder. I'll call it my Plex TV folder, where my Plex will see it, and then I can watch it on my network or the people that I'm shared with. So that was the biggest issue was this right here, y'all. And when you go to download clients, is this right now for me? Because I share on my F drive, I have a torrents folder. And if you watch my first video, I didn't have the sonar part here. I just had F torrents. On my watch folder, I had F downloads completed. Did not have a sonar folder. I added the sonar folder. And then my Premiumizer, with my Premiumizer settings for downloader, not there. Categories. In the categories, I made a sonar category and a radar category. And then I added the sonar. Let me make this bigger. I added the sonar folder.
Bigger.
That big enough, baby?
More like it bigger, baby.
That's big enough. All right, so then I added my radar folder, and basically what this is sonar sends the stuff to my F drive, but downloads completed. It created a folder. Once I did this, y'all, it fixed my category issue. I did not have to change my watch folder. I didn't change my download folder, and I didn't have to change anything in Premiumizer other than adding these two here, and then adding into Black Hole, I added that folder. And we should be done. I want to say, yeah, when you see activity, when the 1 is gone, that means it's done. So I'm going to go to series, and we should see, yeah, you see there's two episodes. Now it's moved in the correct folder. And I mean, it was that I knew that I was messing up and I said that on my first video. I said, I know that I'm not an expert and there's something I'm doing wrong here. And that was my issue. One of the things, and I'll thank you to Blue about this, was adding lists. And I talked about this on today's show, or on my video that I made today. So let's say, let me look up, where's Venom?
Yeah, because normally when you have sonar and radar, you're going to go in and add the old guard and then hit it, and then add the next one and hit it. This way you can add whole lists, whether or not it's your lists or somebody else's lists or the anticipated list or whatever. And you can pull. You got to be careful though, because when you do throw this in there, say you pick anticipated or popular, you might get a crap load of movies you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
I had that happen. I had 230 movies. All of a sudden, boom, we're downloading. I'm like, oh my God. So you do, it is, for me, I do like to just make my own list, but at the same time, if you're making your own list, sometimes it's kind of like adding them individually anyway. But if there's like Todd is a huge fan of like IMDb top 250 or something like that.
Yep.
You wanted to have them all at once, add a list and done.
Yep. And that's that. It does like. Let me hold on a second. Let me go. Let me show you one little. So I added Greyhound. So I added Greyhound to my list here, and you may not be able to see it. Hold on. Let me make it a little bit bigger, so you can see I added it to. Where's?
Might be near the top if you use
There it is. Oops. All right. Yeah, I already checked it. So it's on my Radarr list, right? So
Perfect.
let's go to Radarr. So, all right, it'll actually well in today's video I actually showed how to do that. So let me go to my Radarr list, and I went to add from a list.
Should you show them really quick, honey, where you actually add a list though?
That's in settings.
Yep.
List.
Yep.
And in lists, it gives us the option of couch potato, Radarr list, RSS list. I use trakt, and I don't know. I mean, you could use other ones.
TMDB is great too.
TMDB, yep, you could use that. I haven't messed with that, but I mean, it can't be that damn hard.
No.
Here's my trakt. You just name it whatever you want. You could name it Joe Schmo, whatever you want to name it. Now,
like,
one of the things
you could call this my Radarr track list, or superhero track list, or whatever the track list is, so that you can.
So I want to ask a question now. With the announced, so it's looking for RSS when the announced. I was kind of confused. I always use physical or web. I don't know.
I mean, announced means obviously that if it's out there and there's a poster for it and whatever, and they're saying it's out 2021, it'll pull it, which is fine. You don't mind having that actually, because in all honesty, that just means you don't have to add it later on because it's already in your list. And once there's a physical copy of it available, it'll download it, right? So I use it all the time because I want like Batman 2.0 out in 2027 or what. I want all that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So as long as it's out there, like on TMDB and whatever, it'll pull it then.
And you want to turn on this. I add movies that are monitored, I would assume. Set your quality. So I am a 4K snob. So I always do this because I always end up wanting a little bit higher quality. It asks me what folder, since this is movies. For me, again, you have to decide where you're going to save all your crap.
You know what though, the 4K thing for most of you guys, whether or not you like 4K or not, if that's all you're gonna watch, fine. But if you're okay to watch a 1080, you can set.
Right, it will pull 1080.
I have it, so I have 720, 1080, 4K. But the first thing available, it pulls. So it'll pull a 1080 until there's a good 4K out, and then it'll pull the 4K. So you're not waiting days after or months after or however long it takes for the 4K to come in. But that's something in Radarr settings. Same with Sonar.
So when I go down here to list type, this is where she's talking about trending, popular, anticipated, where she said she pulled the anticipated. She's like, whoa, 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 it's pulling all kinds. So I always do. I did the user one. Now for me, my account, and this is whatever your trakt account.
Yeah, and
I've only got 5.
You guys, you don't have to use your own. Like you can actually, like, you know how you can find
it? Oh, yeah. Oh, good idea. Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, you're right. Let me do that. That's under Discover, right?
Featured list.
Featured. Yeah. I'm looking. Let me do what's up about the DC universe? How about that?
Sure.
Because that guy. All right.
There you go.
So you see, this is the guy's name.
So you grab his
copy his name, right? Yeah, well, this is live because I've not done this before. So I'm gonna paste it. So that's his name. His list name. The list name
the end of it
is this. Right? Worlds of DC.
Sure.
Right? That would be his list name.
It's hard to see, it's tiny.
Okay, I'm sorry. So World of DC is his list name.
The good thing about it is being able to test. So you can tell right away whether or not you're going to pull it.
Failed. Let me get rid of the dashes.
Scroll up though, because it'll it'll tell you where you screwed up.
Hold on.
It'll be red, or it'll have a actual thing for you.
Oh, it's because I need a unique name. All right. So what was this? DC?
DC Universe.
It's because I already had a track. I already had a name for a list called track list. Duh.
So
Okay.
test again.
So test. Damn it! I hit the button. Succeeded.
Hit save.
So I'm gonna save it. Yeah. All right. So we see that it's added in my list, right?
Yeah.
So we go to add movies.
Yippers.
Add from a list.
Yep.
Drop down menu. Oh, there's DC.
Yep. And then you hit fetch. And it does. I don't think it automatically downloads. Now you get to pick and choose, kind of, but you just hit the top thing if you want them all, and then it would literally start grabbing them all for you.
So I'm gonna do for shits and giggles. I'm just gonna do that. Don't close this browser window until it's finished. Look at it go.
Yeah. Like, so anything that's available in if you chose 4K, will download.
All right, hold on a second. Let me see what Premiumizer is doing. All right, hold on a second. Let's see.
Are you gonna get in trouble for this video?
I don't know. All right, so one of the things I have an issue with, and maybe you can help me. You notice how it's not sending automatically. All right, so if we go to movies, it's going to be at the bottom of my list. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that I have not downloaded yet. See how they're missing?
Yep.
Well, not the Gladiator, because those were two that I did videos for. But here's all this other stuff.
Is it possible available in?
So Green Knight is not announced yet.
No,
so I can understand that.
No, yeah, Nightwing, yeah. You know who Nightwing is, right?
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Huh?
So no, I don't know. Isn't that Robin?
Yes, it's Robin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to click on the missing only. So that helps me to sort my crap. So let's see. Man of Steel should be out, right? Yeah, 2013. See, so why hasn't it automatically even started to try to get it?
Depends on what your settings are set at. Depends on if you have it high enough. Maybe it's too high. Maybe it's too low. You gotta
let me do the wrench. Let me go the wrench.
No.
See, that should be in that's HD.
You know what, honey? Cancel that and go to the cancel that and hit the little hour or the magnifying glass.
This one? Search a movie. It'll find it. Man of Steel? Yeah, that's going to be out.
Go to Man of Steel. Click on the actual.
I know. Oh, well, hold on. It's searching.
Yeah, but go to the blue name anyway.
Yep. Because then we'll see what it finds for a search. Yep. And then we're going to see what it finds.
When it's got the little red exclamation points, you can see why you're not. There are ones you're not grabbing. It tells you why. It's too big. You already have one. Blah 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 blah.
All right. That was the only issue I had with this, was that sometimes it wasn't grabbing everything. I'd have to click on the magnifying glass for each one that I don't have.
In all honesty, you just grabbed a shitload of movies. Maybe it's taking a bit to go through and find them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I could be picky. I mean, let's see. All right. And I'm going to sort this by peers so that I get the high ones first. Yeah, I'm not downloading a 12 gig during the show.
Slide over to the red and see what it's telling you.
Yeah. Blu-ray 1080 not wanted. Whoa,
that's why it's not grabbing them. That's why you need to change your settings. If you see that happening a lot, change your settings to include Blu-ray, to include whatever.
Because it's only trying to get. It's only trying to get the 4K.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the best way to tell whether or not your settings are off. If you got all red exclamation points, highlight it, have a look at what it's asking for, go to your settings and change it.
And I do like when I click here, like when I highlight this one right here, it says hard-coded subs found.
Yeah,
and
you don't want that.
I don't want hard-coded subs. So that's why it basically ignored that one.
I mean, that is something you can add, though, which is neat in Sonar and Radarr. You can add, for example, if you don't mind having hard-coded subs early on, like you know how it comes out right away, you've got it, but it's got hard-coded subs in it, in Chinese or something like that.
Yeah.
but then it'll grab a better copy as it comes out. But sometimes, you know, I know with me, sometimes I'm super excited to watch stuff and I'll watch it with hard-coded subs.
Yeah. I don't mind watching as long as it ain't in crappy vision. I can't take crappy stuff.
No,
but but you can see, I mean, so yeah, I could actually click this and it would force that 12 gig, which I think I have this because it's 1080.
You can grab them. Yeah, you can grab them if you want to, but it didn't auto grab them because of these.
Okay. All right. Because of the things I said.
Go back to your Premiumizer and see if it's grabbing.
No, it ain't gonna be grabbing. Oh wait, Man of Steel. It did find. Well, it grabbed one of them.
Yep.
And see, look at if you see where it's already set the category, which that was the setting I changed today. I haven't had to change, do nothing to it. Now, what makes me think is it's not in the cloud yet because it's saying 7 peers. So it's needing to pull it from the swarm to get it to the cloud, then to get it to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So hopefully not too confusing, but that was some of the pulling the lists was really cool. And I showed that today on the,
and Canuck Girl, I don't know if this is what you're saying or not, but if I had a show with 9 seasons, I know I've watched 8, I will add it differently. Yeah. You would just add latest season.
Yeah. All right. So I can show that.
You have to add all of them. Yeah.
Right. So this RuPaul's now I was just getting this just for testing purposes.
Todd,
yeah.
Todd, type in a new show. Go to add and type in a new show just for kicks. Something you don't have.
All right.
Game of Thrones.
All right. Yeah, I don't have Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah, because my all this stuff was started.
Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna. Oh, there we go. I did show it. I was gonna laugh because normally, so that would be under monitor.
Right, and it tells you. Do I want all lists, future, missing, existing, first season? Yeah. So if I click just latest season,
yeah.
And here's where you can choose. And if Dab's getting greedy, but I'm gonna go with the HD here. One of the things, this was something me and I talked to Penn the other day. Okay. He set to daily, and he's like, I'm not getting anything.
Yeah.
All right, so you need to more. 99% of the time, you need to be on standard. Don't change this to daily unless you're talking about Young and the Restless or General Hospital. Make sure you're having it on standard because if you don't, it'll change it. The other setting, which is already set, which is seasoned folders.
Yes.
People complained about, hey, why is it putting all in one folder? I'm like, well, did you turn on season folders?
I'm pretty sure that's standard though, because I've never ever changed that.
I've never worried about, but I did have someone ask me about that. So let's say Game of Thrones, and I'm going to hit plus.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, what? What? I changed the
so basically, guys, if it's something that is
ended,
is something that is not out yet, just hit the plus. But if it's something that is an ongoing show, hit the oh my God, my brain. Hold
on. Here we go.
Hit the magnifying glass because it'll automatically start searching for you. What Todd did right there won't search for anything.
Right. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. So, all right. So let me try that again.
Yeah.
So let's say
Rick and Morty.
I already got that.
Okay.
Cheers.
Altered carbon. There you go.
Cheers. Okay, so we know that's done. Oh, I didn't notice it says add and search.
Yes. So if it's already running, hit that one. If you're just adding it, hit the plus.
See, that's why I needed you because I didn't
searching if it's not out yet. It's just
I didn't even notice that. I always hit the plus. That's why it doesn't start searching for the latest season. So we go to all right. So here's Cheers. So let's go here. Latest season. All right. It should have been searching for him, right?
No, you didn't hit it. Oh, did you hit it?
I did hit it.
Okay, well, just hit the little magnifying glass at the top again, then.
Not that I want Cheers.
No. You don't want the whole thing.
Oops.
I just meant for the season there, the last season.
Well, it was because I only chose for last season.
No, but I mean,
because it's not monitoring season.
I get that, but in the future, like if you want to just do the season, look at right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide over that one. not the top one.
So let's go to my Premiumizer. There we go. Look at downloading the whole pack.
Lots of times that'll happen too, guys. If it's something that's playing right now, obviously it's only grabbing one episode a week, but any past episodes, first thing it looks for is the whole season. So it downloads really fast. I'll grab the whole instead of every individual episode.
All right. And one of the things that I'm super excited for, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll hit plus a little bit. Oops. Damn it. Do you see the categories? I can see it. Sonar, radar.
Perfect.
So it's all right. So it's trying to grab season 11, cancel. All right, blah. And I don't care about Cheers, so cancel that. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I did a video on today.
In other words, yeah. Are you going to post your video in the side chat too, just for kicks?
I haven't uploaded it yet.
Oh, okay.
It's not uploaded yet. So.
And if you guys have questions about any of this stuff, just ask too in the Telegram group.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I didn't go too quick. I mean, that's the thing about it is if you have, honestly, you will fill up some hard drives fast. And anybody that has a cloud service will tell you that.
If you're adding a list, especially like I said, 230 movies downloading like that, I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even want most of those. So be careful of the list you grab. Like I said, anticipated or popular, ooh, that's not necessarily a good thing. Popular doesn't mean they're good. Popular just means that people are watching them right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And again, with some of the stuff I'm showing on this video and is about if you have premiumized. Because I know a lot of people signed up for premiumized when it was in March or April when they had the special for 2 years for $99, and it was like a great deal. If you're not using premiumized to some of its full capacity, you're missing out. And that's what I found out about this is that there is some stuff in premiumized that's not in Real DaBrid. I can't do this with Real DaBrid. If you can do this with Real DaBrid, please get in contact with me. I've tried with JDownloader. I've tried with different. Realizer does not do the same thing as Premiumizer. It sounds the same, does not work the same. I struggled with, I can't do all those same things with Real DaBrid that I can with Premiumized. And I'm like, why don't I show people what you can do with Premiumized? That if you have it, get the most out of it. Get the most out of that service. And that's what I'm trying to show in these series of videos. This video was on Radarr. The next video, I hope to show about Usenet. So for the folks that know what Usenet is, that's news groups, that's that kind of stuff.
I love news groups.
To be able to use that stuff with using your Premiumizer account and use Usenet without paying for a Usenet subscription.
First of all, Peter, don't yell at me. Why download all in capitals? Why download?
I know.
There's a lot of reasons to download.
Okay.
All because it's wonderful to be able to take with you if you're traveling and you don't have internet. Second of all, I love having a hard copy of stuff because sometimes shit buffers, whereas this doesn't. And I've always been a downloader my whole life, pretty much. Well, before Cody. So it's great to be able to stream, but you can't always stream.
All right, so I'll use an example.
Sorry, one of the boxes that I got one time was very, very cool because it had 2 slots in it. So you could have your operating system, plus you could have an HDD inside of it as well. And I had a 1 terabyte drive. So I could fill that up with all my favorite movie and TV shows. And when I traveled, I didn't need internet. I could watch it anywhere. I could watch it out in the bush with a generator. So.
Yep. And all right, so I'll use an example over the last couple months. Real DaBrid had an issue. We remember when Real DaBrid was complaining about we can't handle the pandemic, everybody staying at damn home watching Real DaBrid. Yeah. I mean, how many times did we see post after post after post about Real DaBrid having issues? All right, Ultra Seed Box. A lot of Plex users use Ultra Seed Box. They use that as their cloud storage. They store movies there, and then they watch it, or they have their friends watch it. Ultra Seed Box had a problem for what? 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And there's no access in that. the benefit of this.
My TV is I can plug my my external hard drive right into it and watch whatever I want.
Yep. So again,
it's up to each their own. If you're a 24/7 streamer, great, good on you. Me, I like a little mix of everything because then I'm never without.
Yep. And this isn't that I'm not just streaming everything off this external hard drive. I bought an external hard drive on sale, 14 gigs. I was able to buy it cheap. And I'm like, you know what? Let's play with it. Let's see what I can do in using it as a storage. Do I need to? No. I am honestly, and Blue will tell you, I'm a Kodi guy. I am a Kodi guy 9 times out of 10. That's where I'm going to go to watch my stuff over and over and over. But one benefit of this is that it's local. And I'm just trying to experiment. I was watching Yellowstone this week off of my hard drive. I watched Alone off my Plex, off the hard drive.
For some of us, some of our relatives aren't really Kodi savvy, and the way Kodi's up and down all the time, a Plex app, super easy for people that I know to use. You fire it up and you watch. So I'm the supplier for them of what they can watch. So that hits the nail on the head with, if you're having someone that's not tech savvy, you set them up a Plex. Yeah, easy.
Then you're their Kodi. You create the content, you place it, you the hard drive, your home, your whatever. You get the content they want to watch. When they go to their device and they use Plex, they see the movies that are available. You see it. I mean, they don't have to search nothing. They go down and like, oh, new movie. Oh, there's a new episode of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We all have to decide what works for you. And again, with me making these videos and then me showing this today, was I never realized that my Premiumize account could be used like this. So if me that's been a streamer for a while, I'm at least a medium streamer. I have a little bit of medium knowledge. If I don't even know that that's available, how many people that have less knowledge than me know that's available? So I'm like, whoa. I need to show people that this is available for you.
So many different options out there, whether or not you want to be doing straight up legal streaming, or you have a friend that has Plex that's willing to share with you, or you're going the Kodi route.
Oh my God, I didn't even pay attention to this. Look at this. Look at how slow. I'll go ahead and cancel that because 5 peers, no thanks. And that was just for shits and giggles anyways.
Yeah.
That was just me trying to play around. But yeah, I try to show people not everything's going to work for you. Not every option is your fit. Not an APK is your fit, or a Netflix is your fit, or Kodi's your fit. I don't care.
If you're using an Xbox to watch stuff, then an APK ain't going to help you. So maybe that doesn't work for you. Although Kodi on the Xbox, I think, is still garbage.
Well, you use it, but
I did not anymore. Now I use the Firestick because I haven't used my Nuke in a while. I use my Nuke as my Plex server now.
Yeah. It's there's different needs for everything, and you got to figure out. In my idea, when I first got my Premiumize account, I've not had a Premiumize account ever until March when they ran the special. I only bought it. Well, first of all, I got a bonus from my work because I was an essential worker and they gave us a bonus. So that was number one. Number two, I said $99, 2 years. Even if I let Real DaButcher run out, I still have the Premiumize account.
I think you were curious too, because people fight about that all the time, which is so stupid.
Yeah. Which is better?
It's like Apple and Android, and you know what? I'm an Android girl. I used to have Apple. I can't stand it now because it's so restrictive. But I mean, I'm not going to tell somebody they're an asshole because they have an Apple device. Like, don't fight about it. But people do. They fight about RD and Premiumize. And I think you were curious to see if there are any differences and links and.
Yeah, and to me, the cost-wise, I'm thinking, all right, so when I break it down in my head, I'm like, oh, that's $50 a year. Real DaButcher is $36 a year.
Yeah.
And to me, and it's like, why not test it, try it? And to me, now that I will say, all right, so on being the devil's advocate on Premiumize, I don't notice as much stuff cached on the cloud as I did with Real DaButcher.
Yeah,
Real DaButcher has more stuff cached on the
as far as
cloud.
Cody's concerned, not necessarily worth the money, but the fact that you can use it this way with automation, it's worth the extra $14.
Yeah. If you're wanting to go that route and say, you know what, how about I'll get all my favorite movies? And what if you're a person that wants to have all those really good 4K? And my 4K, I set mine at like 10 gigs, everything under 10 gigs for 4K, because I was like, I don't need 60 gigs used for a 4K movie.
Yeah,
That's too much. So I limited it so it gives me that, and then I can watch it right from local. Will I keep all that stuff? No. Probably not. I won't.
I keep the stuff I love. The rest of it I load because people ask me to, but the second they're done watching it, it's back off again. Yeah. I got to clear up space.
But then again, with my next video, when I go into talking about Usernet, that's using a whole nother network, because you're not using the Real DaButcher's cloud service no more. Now you're using Usernet. And any of us that use news groups or that stuff, that's a different beast. So I'm hoping that my next video on this series after today,
I know how to do that, right?
Yeah, I know you do. But I'm gonna get with you. And my idea is I want to absorb it all and to
share it.
I want to get all the information to understand it, so that when I say it in a slow redneck way.
And you know what you're talking about, though.
And I dummy it down that even someone like me could understand it. It's like, oh yeah, well, I understand that. Maybe some of my other folks might understand that shit too, boy. Yeah. So yeah, my next one would be taking my Premiumized account and linking that to Usenet. So we'll see how that works. I think it'll work pretty good.
Robert is just asking, have any idea if there is a Plex add-on for Kodi that will also allow you to access your Plex's live TV and DVR functions? I know that the Plex, what is it, Plex Kodi Connect, or
yeah, Kodi Connect one that you were talking about.
I would say no. There's one. What's the other one called? That Mid had me grab. Starts with a C. I know the difference with that one is you can add all your servers instead of one, and there's
yeah.
Plex add-on in Kodi. Like there's an actual official, well, not official, I guess, but there's a Plex add-on, and it makes it look a lot nicer. It looks like Plex right in your Kodi. So I don't know if you've tried that one. Maybe that might have more of the actual Plex, the GUI. Maybe it might be worth looking at. But the other two, like I said, the PKC or whatever, only one server allowed. The other one has all your servers, but I didn't delve into it enough, so I'd have to get back to you on that. But I would try the Plex, like the Kodi Plex add-on, and just see what that does. If you have a trakt add-on and the content is already in Premiumized cloud or on the servers, is it available to watch in Plex instantly? It would still have to pull it back to your Sonar or Radarr. Yeah. Because you're not tying directly into the Premiumized server. What's happening is you're downloading it on Premiumized, and then you're putting it in a folder, and then Sonar or Radarr is grabbing it, and it's from there that you tie in. So, exactly. So you would have to have your Sonar or Radarr looking for that. Like, I mean, I guess if you had it in a cloud already and then you told Sonar to look for it, it would potentially, if it was,
it would, yeah, but that'd be part of your 1 terabyte.
You could go to Wanted and you could manually import if it was in the proper folder where you're keeping everything. So if you watch Todd's video and you set up,
a Radarr
folder and you already have it, oh, and you know what? No, you might have to re-download it.
It would still have to be downloaded.
Yeah, you would still have to download it to that folder.
I don't know how we could look at your Premiumized cloud service. Because that's before it ever gets, because your Premiumized gives you 1 terabyte of cloud storage. I don't know. Maybe you could link into that 1 terabyte, but I don't know. Most of the time, the way Premiumizer works is it just grabs from Premiumize and says, okay, now it's on your hard drive. And then, like I said, then it moves goes from my downloads folder to my I'm gonna call it my TV Plex folder or
Yeah.
my movies Plex folder.
Yeah.
But that's, you can't, not that I know of.
It's got to
I
know
don't
where
think
to
you can do
look,
that.
right? It's got to know where to look. It doesn't automatically know. You've got to have everything in a specific folder for
Yeah.
Sonar and Radarr to pull it, and your Plex to see it in those folders. So
Yeah.
you probably would have to re-download, but I mean, it takes 2 seconds to do it. You saw Todd was downloading stuff like that.
Yeah, it depends on how big it is. And
My
my
Usenet stuff, like my newsgroup stuff, is literally seconds, and I have boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. It's fast.
Well, and that's one of the reasons, for 2 reasons where my next video is going to go into using Premiumize with my Usenet, was for speed and for older stuff.
Yeah.
Premiumize torrent, because it's using torrents or host sites. It's only going to be able to go so far back. It's the farther back you try to go with those services, the worse it gets. Your Usenet, Usernet, or Newsgroups has a better retention rate, which means how long it holds and stores that, and then your speed
You don't
also.
have to share back, where when you're doing normal torrent downloadings.
Well, Premiumize, you don't share back.
Yeah, that's true too. It is very similar to that, but I mean, if you're using torrent stuff versus basically more newsgroup stuff, it's polite of you to share back. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
You keep the chain going. Anybody who's ever downloaded in their lives knows that. Plex used to have plugins. Yeah. Plex, I don't think it's had plugins for a while, because I was reading all kinds of cool stuff what you can do with it, and like grab this plugin, grab that plugin. No.
Well, they had an unofficial.
They had
unofficial tools.
Yeah, web tools. They had something called web tools, but even then it was pretty crappy. I just took it right off, and I'm like, yeah, that's not worth it.
Well, but part of the problem people don't understand is Plex is a closed. It's not an open source. It's a closed source.
Yeah, it's a Kodi work that went.
But they control everything within their environment.
Yeah.
So Plex controls everything. Kodi doesn't control everything inside their environment. So if you install Kodi doesn't have control over what you have on your shit.
Hence the adding
Plex
add-ons.
Plex, you can. Plex has the ability to control more things because it is a closed source. It has more controls, checks and balances. They can remove things. Like when they fought IPTV, and basically ruined them.
That's where web tools was kind of cool, because it actually had like Kodi add-ons. It had, add-ons that you would have, older add-ons from Kodi that you knew, like, anime something or other, and but they didn't work as good, and it's really, really not worth it. And it's a little bit of, not coding, but kind of a little bit of farting around with to get it to work in the first place. But for me, I found it wasn't worth it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, do Plex and do Kodi. Like especially if you need IPTV, use Kodi. Don't try to do shit through Plex, because Plex is just more, like I said, if you have friends and family that have no idea what they're doing with Kodi and are getting lost, and add-ons are dying, and they're constantly calling you and pestering the shit out of you,
yeah,
get Plex and add them to that, and then
yes.
they can say, "Hey, can you grab this for me?" or "Can you grab that for me?"
Yes.
You can say yes, or you can say, "No, I don't want that on my server,"
or "It's not available. Sorry."
Go buy the DVD at Walmart. But
all right, so Canuck Gal says, I think there might be an easier way, and it removes Sonar and Radarr from Premiumize users. I don't know.
There may be, but I mean, the whole point, like the best part of Sonar and Radarr is the automation, right? I mean, yeah, you could probably figure out a way to maybe use it to have it download locally for you and then tie your Plex directly into it. But that would mean you going and searching for, like, to go find it, to put it in there, because can you just go to Premiumize and add something? No, you need right?
You need a magnet link. You
still need to go look for that shit anyway. So using Sonar and Radarr, it does it for you. So
and also JDownloader. I've messed with JDownloader, and people talked about that. JDownloader, you can link my Real Debrid into JDownloader, and I can download from Real Debrid through JDownloader, but I can't use it the same way that I use the Premiumizer. So I mean, unless someone can show me, and I'm not saying that it can't be done, someone have to show me how that can be done because I can't find
Yeah, but okay, so
how that
you're
works.
just using Premiumizer, like use RD, and it downloads stuff for you. You can transfer that to your computer, right? You don't have to watch it through Kodi. It's not RD's not just
Oh.
straight Kodi. RD is
RDs can be on. I can watch it through my browser.
like you can grab it, you can throw it on a RD or Premiumize. You can grab it, throw it on your F drive, and tie your.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Manually.
It's just why when you can just type in the name of something in Radarr, like type in the old guard, and boom, it automatically does everything for you. Instead of you going to find an index or you waiting for it to download, you sliding it over into your own folder and making sure that text is or Plex is tied to it. So
yeah, Peter. Hey, Dr. Inferno. Yeah, Peter. I actually use. I still use Shadow a lot. I use it a lot, and but so all right, Dr. Inferno. You missed the whole show. We're done.
I know. I figured that was probably.
No. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking. We can go on. Hey, there's not a time limit for me.
Hey, man, it's all up to you.
No, I'm good.
Kind of dropped the ball. Had some last minute stuff come up.
You know what? Family business. What the
dude? It was actually a blast. We did a little hike. It was super cool. There's this really long, like, abandoned train tunnel. It's almost like 3 miles long, and it's completely pitch black. So we walked down that with flashlight. It was dope.
So with you, those little legs, you got those little bitty legs.
Yeah,
so
I have tiny legs.
Does it take you like 3 steps to everyone else's one?
Yeah, that's why I'm late.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
No, man, it was just really good. Good time. I've just pulled up my laptop, so I don't even have anything going here yet.
Well, go ahead and take your time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool to just chill too.
Yeah, Dr. Inferno, just to let you know, you need to slow the fuck down.
Yeah, I had somebody else tell me that in like real life the other day, and I went, yeah, you're probably right.
Oh my god! I mean, we kind of know what you're doing because we've used it before.
I'm gonna try today. I'm gonna try to go nice and slow for you guys.
Please.
And like, I want you guys to ask a ton of questions, and I will go through just as much stuff as I can because I got some time tonight.
Yep. All right. Well, we got time. I just have to go get rid of some 15, 16. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself for a second, and I also gotta go ahead and get my dinner started up so that I'm not eating at 8 o'clock tonight. Dr. Bruno, go ahead and crank your computer up.
I'm gonna go get wine and he can take over.
No. You go get your wine. I'll wait for you to finish.
I'm gonna be a minute or two.
Yeah, go get your wine.
I think he can hold his own.
I'm okay.
All right, I'm gonna get this set up. Just
crank up your thing. Yeah, went through. We've been talking about all streaming news this week. We talked about. I've been messing with Premiumizer.
I need to get listening to some of your videos on Radarr and stuff because I haven't ever played with any of that.
Oh yeah, well, if you got a Premiumize account, like today, I haven't released the video on Radarr yet. I made it today and did not release it, but I went through today's show. We went through showing how to use it with Radarr and use. We actually in live time right here. We were showing how to pull in a list.
Awesome. I'm going to go back and watch this episode. That sounds dope.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, the only thing Blue says, like, you got to be careful when you're pulling whole track lists.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful because it may be 100 movies in there or 150 movies.
Yeah.
If you're not careful.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually talking with somebody earlier yesterday about an idea for an add-on that he had where you'd sync your track list, your like watch list or whatever, and then basically it would let you know whenever there was a scene release of a movie on your watch list. This was just like his concept, his idea. And I was like, man, the only way I could even think that would work would be to be like scraping all those movies all the time. Well,
it would have to be if it was scraping the anticipated.
Yeah, it would maybe have to like go down that anticipated list and scrape like on a time schedule. I don't know. It's an idea. I'm thinking about how that could even work, but I don't know. I will be right back. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All
so
right,
Roger,
cool.
We got Bellator tonight. Okay, well I'll be turning Bellator. I don't go until 9:30 tomorrow, so I'll be able to. And hey, while everybody's gone and I'm here by myself and it's 48 people, please watch next Friday. Friday, we're going to have a throwback show. We're going to have the old Nan guys on here, or Nan guys, gals, because Blue's going to be here. Noobs and nerds, we're going to talk about old stuff. We're going to have all kinds of special things going on next Friday. So tell your friends, tell your subscribe, share. Next Friday night, 5 p.m., my regular time. Please, please, please be watching us. We're going to have, I know that several of the Noobs and Nerds people said they could join the show, and I'm going to keep beating the bushes to try to get some more. But there is several cool things going to happen next Friday night. Okay? Next Friday night. You want to be here. And I can't give you any more of a bigger thing than you need to be here next Friday night. It's going to be a show that, unlike any other Streaming Matters. Promise you. It's going to be a great, great show, and it'll be probably one of my more popular shows. Or I don't know. I may get a lot of thumbs down. I may get a lot of thumbs down on next week's show. But so yeah, and then next Friday, I'm gonna have next Friday night is going to be. I've got some big things planned next Friday, as well as Noobs and Nerds. A bunch of the Noobs and Nerds people that were in that team with Bob and all that stuff. I'm going to try to pull them all on the show. So we're going to try to pull them onto the show. As many as I can get on there, as well as maybe some of the old school people. If I can pull some of the old school people.
That'd be a really good show.
I would love to be able to. I'm gonna knock up maybe a few of the old people that I know that try to stay on the down low about Cody. See if they maybe will join. We can have 10 people, and see if maybe we'll get a few of them to jump on the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they're not involved anymore, but they still have
Look at beating the bushes. But does that sound like a bad term? Beating the bushes? I thought this. Hey, and I hope that I'm hoping next week's show will be, well, my birthday shows are pretty big. So I don't know if next week's show will be as good as the Beth birthday show. Probably. It's gonna be like one notch below. I mean, like, because
you won't be wearing a snowman suit doing the worm.
Just like that close. That close. So yeah, be sure next week when I'm gonna post it early in the week to try to promote it, because I would love to have people join in, and we've talked to Blue, and I've talked to several people, and hopefully we'll get them to get the courage to jump on. I know Kara has said she'd jump on. Hopefully Andrew, hopefully Mid. I don't think Q. If we could finding Q is like almost impossible.
I haven't talked to Q in years.
He's like. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I would love to see some of those guys.
Yeah, and just to be the bullshit and talk about old days. So we'll see what happens. Will this be in Spanish too? I don't know. I don't see, man. I don't see what.
So close.
All right. So whenever you're ready to share a screen, I'll go ahead and.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I always got to remember how I got to do this thing.
Oh,
I can't do the window. I have to do the entire screen, right?
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, unless you do Cody. Well, if you're using Chrome, are you using Chrome?
Yeah.
You can just add Cody with just in Chrome. It's an application.
I'll just do the whole thing. It doesn't matter.
All right. Oh, we see your porn. Wow, look at there.
Is that good? You guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
all right. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll make you full, and we're disappeared.
Cool. So this is the epilogue to the video that I made. I literally have not even opened this instance of Cody since I made that video until right now. So it is set up exactly the way I left it. And I am like open for questions. I can demonstrate stuff. Like, what do you guys want to see with this? Because we've talked quite a bit before about like AutoWidget. And I even came on and kind of previewed some of this stuff a couple of weeks ago. So you guys want to see like more of these? Like what else you can do with it? Do you want to see a full walkthrough?
Yep.
Okay, cool. you want me to start with fresh skin or just add to this?
Add to this.
Okay, cool. So I'll go through making a whole entire group. We'll make a group. We'll make a widget with paths from that group, all that stuff. So in this build, I do have a number of add-ons just that we can use. Oh, there's Foxy. That won't really help with this. And I don't have Siren in this one just because I didn't feel like setting it up for test build. But I did go ahead and put in like my API keys and stuff, except maybe not Premiumize everywhere. I can't really remember what's in here. But this is like, I mean, we can use Shadow. It doesn't really matter. I took them and disabled them for my other video, but they're fine here. We're gonna run into that stupid thing. I can never load any dang thumbnails while I'm recording. But say we wanted to get stuff from Shadow's movie menu. I'm going to confess I don't use Shadow very much, so I'm not super familiar with all these menus. So like this is actually, I'm going a little bit slow because I'm actually kind of just checking it out as well.
That's good. We like slow.
Yeah. But I mean, this is simple enough. Like I can make a group out of this. If I say I want to see this list, I assume has got movies in it, movies that are in theaters. Oh yeah, cool. Oh, and I've watched 73% of Scoob. That's nice. I've actually seen it like 10,000% times because I have a 5-year-old. So I just can open up my context menu on this theaters list and scroll down here to add to auto widget group. Super easy, and you can do this with basically anything inside Kodi. And so I want this as a widget. The difference being that if you make these as shortcuts, it's going to open up a window to, so you're going to end up with a widget that has shortcuts on it. And when you click on one of those, it's going to open up the window to like this particular one is going to be like to the theaters section. Yes. Whereas widget is going to show the items on the widget instead. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the shortcut will be one window that you need to click in order to take you into all the posters, and widget will show you all the posters.
Yeah, exactly. So this one I'm gonna do a widget group first. These are the groups I had in my other video, so I'm just gonna make a new one, and we'll call this Shadow, and I'll just throw some Shadow stuff in there. Sorry. I picked that Shadow group that I made. When you make a new group like that, it automatically like highlights the new one that you created in the list. So you can just hit enter and it'll be the one you made. And then I'm going to call this widget theaters so that when it shows up, I know what widget it is. And I'll do the exact same thing with popular. Again, I assume this menu has movies in it. I'm going to open up the context menu, add it to my group, add it as a widget, of course, and then I'm going to pick that group that I had, so the Shadow group. We're going to call it popular movies. Works out. I kind of want another one, but not 3D movies. Oh, here we go. Let's do classic. I'll add that to a group. Same deal. Add it to a group. Pick it as a widget, go down into whatever group you want it into, and then name it whatever you want. Does that make sense? All of that should follow, I hope.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So now I've just made a group with some paths from Shadow. If I go into Auto Widget and take a look at my groups, this stuff all pretty much works the same. The adding to groups, the browsing through groups, more or less the editing paths and stuff is almost all the same. They work differently under the hood, but the interface works basically the same. So if I go into the group here, Shadow, obviously I do still have the ability to edit the group from the context menu, so I can change like the name of the group or whatever. But then I've got the 3 paths that I added. They're all part of this. and then I've got my options down below that are my actions. In the media window like this, the library window, these don't really do what you expect them to do. They basically just open into an empty menu, like that. Actually, I'm wrong. I think that's neat. That actually does work.
Is it because they weren't checked that they weren't showing up in the
So I was actually I'm gonna back out of this window because that part I just showed you is a spoiler. Just cut that out.
Good luck with that. Todd doesn't know very well.
Yeah, I know. Just forget you saw it. But we'll go make a widget. So go into my skin settings. This is probably, I mean, obviously this is gonna be a little bit different in like any skin. Arctic Zephyr 2 is really cool. I've got a widget, or I've got a video up for setting up widgets in Arctic Zephyr 2, and it is also linked in my video that I did for AutoWidget 2. So like, this should not be hard for people. And if you really want to get into your skin and like make it your own and put widgets and stuff, if you're even to the point where you're thinking about using AutoWidget, this is something that you should probably already be familiar with, in my opinion. Like, that's just me. Builders and stuff are using this to make builds that are more dynamic for their users, and that's super cool. And as a user, unless you decide that you want to go and like modify that build, you really don't even have to touch AutoWidget in that instance. You don't have to mess with any of this. If you just want to throw a build on and play with it and do its thing, like that's all good. But for builders and people like me who are setting up like my own setup on my own TV, this is something you should know how to do before you do AutoWidget. Like, that's just my opinion. I'll get off my soapbox now. How about that?
No, it's true.
Yeah.
People know how to add widgets to begin with.
Yeah. Like, this is, and it is a little bit different in every skin, but like once you get a skin that you like and you know how to use, like you can do all kinds of stuff with this.
Exactly. Because you'll notice that some skins don't have widgets. So if you don't have widgets in it, find another skin.
Yeah, like AutoWidget is basically not useful at all unless you have a skin that'll let you do some sort of widgets or shortcuts or something. Not every skin uses skin shortcuts to do that, and that's fine. A little while ago, I was able, so part of 2.0 and what is like one of the biggest things that makes it a lot faster and more efficient is I have completely removed any dependence on skin shortcuts. Any skin can use this, whether it uses skin shortcuts or not. So like, for example, one that I had tested kind of early on when I was putting AutoWidget together was Aeon Tahoe, I think is kind of how you say it. And its widget setup is super unconventional. It's like, I can't even really figure out what he's done with it, but it's like a mix of skin shortcuts and something else that he's managing on his own. And in any case, this will work with that. I didn't really work very well before 2.0, but I've tried it a little bit in Tahoe, and I'm not super familiar with it, but it will work now, and it'll work basically anywhere. I've been testing a lot on Imbuary because a bunch of people that use library stuff use Imbuary because they'll back their library with content on their Imbi server, and it's a really nice skin. Like I'm really impressed, and its skin shortcut setup is a little bit different and like I want to say unconventional. It's unfamiliar to me because I almost always use skins by this guy that makes AZ2. But this is like the most boring video ever because I haven't moved my screen in 10 minutes.
That's okay.
So what I'm gonna do in the interest of leaving kind of what was there already for reference is I'm gonna make a new section. And just, no, where am I gonna put this? I'll just point this into shadow because these are shadow shortcuts. Like doesn't really make any difference at all what you put this at. And then some skins, that's not even gonna be a relevant option anyways. So I can go into widgets for this group or this section and go find auto widget. So I can go into my add-ons. It used to be you could only get it from program. So it would be right here. Now you can actually get it in video add-on as well. The behavior is exactly the same. I just found specifically actually in Imbuary and maybe also in Aeon Silvo was the other one I found. You can't point a widget directly at a program. They'll only let you do it to like a video, music, or picture add-on instead. So like I just put it in video add-on. That way the skins that don't let you point at a program, you can still get to it like this.
And that was just a matter of changing your add-on XML doing
yeah, literally add like one word in a different tag. Yeah. To just as a small teaser, the next thing that I may end up working on may have different behavior depending on where you access it from. I don't know yet, but I'm kind of toying with a few more kind of new features that would be for like AutoWidget 3.0. Like that's future stuff. I'm even kind of taking a step back because I'm about to start school back up, and I want to slow down a little bit. And like this, slow my video down a little bit too. So in any case, I'm here making widgets, and I can go into my groups. We're gonna pick the group that I made so that I can show you guys those paths. So these are the different ones. So static path, and you'll see how they work in a sec. But static path is going to pull up a selector dialog that'll let me pick a path from that group. So like I have the theaters and the popular. Hang on a sec, guys.
Becca's going to go help her water the lady's plants. That's on 56.
This way.
So she doesn't have room in her car for a car seat or anything.
Okay.
And it'll be faster if Erin stays here.
That's fine.
You want to drive?
Yeah.
I'll be back, handsome. I'll be back. Don't act like I'm abandoning you. You can hang out in here if you want.
Yeah.
Your tablet? Let me get your tablet. I need her to stay awake.
Look at his wife talking to him. I want
Yeah, he'll be back in a minute.
I don't want him in trouble.
I like that he said that though. Static path. He said basically it'll let him choose one of the three that he just added. Instead of all three, it would just be one of the three. So that is kind of cool that he can separate it out into like shadow one, a Saren one, you know what I mean, a crew one or whatever. And then either one at a time, or I'm curious to see the other two.
Let's see if he comes back yet. I'll wait till he pops until I see him stuff move. And then I'll because I just muted him for I don't want to be all right, there it goes. All right.
I didn't know you muted me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did that because your wife was talking.
You're
like, giving you time.
All good. I understand. Okay, so static path here. If I pick this, it's just like what Blue said. So like I can pick one of these, popular, and it'll pull this thing up, and I can use this as a widget. Oh man, I need to look at that. I'm just gonna say right now, it's very possible that the next page thing won't work with shadow. We're gonna try it. I don't know yet. I hadn't tested it with shadow, so this is gonna be something new. But I'll back out, let it build my menu here. And I'm gonna get a widget. No matter what happens, I'm gonna get a widget out of this. Whether or not it's gonna do that cool next page thing, we might have to do it with a different add-on. The way that I detect whether or not it's a paginated list is actually if the item is called next page, which this doesn't have that. So we'll have to see if it's even going to work. But here you go. So this is popular movies from Shadow. I'm not authorized in PM with Shadow, but like that. Oh, it wants me to go to RD and auth and whatever. I'm not going to do that right now. But like it works. Yeah, so that's a widget from Shadow.
Static path.
Yes, so this is static path. So the difference being, like this one's a cycling path, and this is one of the
one right that you could choose underneath static with cycling.
Correct. So I'll do that next. But the point is if I refresh widgets, or like if the timer runs out and it goes to refresh widgets for me, this one won't change.
Okay.
So like a cycling path is going to be the random path that we had before. But,
Okay,
Right,
so
like, yeah.
I've got a question for you. It's a static path, but so for example, if that was popular, if there were new popular movies, it wouldn't even change that. It would just keep it.
Yeah, so it'll do that.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
it's just popular.
still looking
Right,
at the
exactly.
same place though. Yeah.
It's going to be looking at the same like location inside the add-on.
Okay.
It'll always pull like fresh items.
Okay.
It just won't change like the path that you're pulling those items from. Does that make
Gotcha.
sense?
Yes, it totally does.
Trending or
So I added trending, popular, and classic.
Yeah.
And this one will always be popular. It'll be like all the popular movies. If you were to browse to it in shadow, it'll be that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see what happens. It really wants to play that for me. Thanks, Shadow. Okay, so it doesn't have a next page button to do that cool paging thing.
Dr. Hold on one
that will still open. Sorry.
Hold on one second. Todd, can you put it full screen again so that
I'm sorry.
people can see it
Yeah,
better?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I wasn't full screen either.
Well, yeah, I turned it off.
No, it
No,
was
you're
good, but not full.
Yeah, it was just on the side.
All good. We back now?
Yep, you're good. You're full.
Okay. So this is what I was saying. The page button down here at the end, AutoWidget isn't able to figure out that that's what this is, so it doesn't know that it can do that neat paging update thing.
Yeah.
That I showed off last time, but it will still open like the next page in a window. So it still works like the way it used to work. It's just that, and I can probably make it support shadow. I didn't realize that he labeled them that way. But like these up here, I know that they call them next page. So I can say like, oh, if it's got an item that's called next page, make that one of the ones that does this cool thing. And then it gives me like the second page. It's going to take forever to load. I don't know.
Yeah, it keeps it out instead of going into the actual page.
Right, exactly. It updates the widget. It's a paged widget is what they call it in the settings. I was actually going to show you guys. There's quite a bit of settings. So there's a handful of settings that relate specifically to widgets now. For example, you can hide watched, and that's any auto widget that like if it so if you're like authorized with trakt. So like Shadow knows that you've watched an item, and if it shows up with the little watched marker, that's Shadow telling Cody, I've watched that. And the way it does it is it says that there's a play count of more than one, basically. And if you've played it more than once, it says you've watched it. So what I do is I check, well, have you played it more than once? Yeah? All right, cool. So you don't have to authorize trakt with AutoWidget or anything. It just says the item that Shadow gave me, was it watched? Yeah? Don't show it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, so as long as wherever you're pulling it from knows that it was watched. So like if it's the library, if it's Finn, if it's Shadow, if it's Siren or whatever, if it knows, if the add-on knows the content was watched, then AutoWidget knows too. And that's just how that's going to work. As far as I can tell, it works for me. The other thing that it'll do, well, I'll show that in a second. What's up? You should have left already. You can come sit in here with me. Get your tablet. I'll take my headphones off and then you can hear what they're saying too. You want to? Yeah. My friends. Hey guys, I've had my headphones on, but I'm just gonna pull them. My daughter's gonna sit in here with me, so she knows that you guys are here, and she's not gonna make a whole bunch of noise, but she knows what you're saying.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she's your backup.
Yeah, you're gonna hang out right here. Cool. You can listen. All right. So I want to talk about merged widgets next because like that's the big new thing. There are some more settings with the refreshing. Like I I think this has been in for a little while. The notification sound, that was driving me crazy on my own TV, so I had a thing to turn that off. Then there's also like there's backup now, like you can back up all your groups. Again, I think this has been in for a little while, but I haven't really talked about it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And ideally, like anytime when you make like a shortcut group and you change like the artwork or something, ideally you always want that to be using these special paths. That way, like if it's in a build, it still works. And to the best of my ability, it'll do that. So like if you have artwork that you're going to put into something like that, it'll make the special path right. That way when you back it up, if you take it to a different device and restore it on that one, it should still work. Does that make sense?
Yep, because when you go from a Windows to an Android, that's not the same path.
The paths change, exactly.
It's completely different. So
this ideally does that translation for you in the background without you having to worry about it. If that doesn't work, I don't know, open an issue. We'll figure it out. I'm super open to figuring that out. Let's see.
Can you show us the other paths then besides the static one? Just for
yes, I will.
Merged, yeah.
I'm gonna do it with the crew though instead. And I'm gonna explode this. So instead of adding one widget at a time, I'm gonna explode this widget so that I get like all of these lists in my group. That way, when I show you the random one, it's a little bit more impressive. But the process is basically the same. I've opened up the context menu on the movies, and I'm going to add it to a group, except this time, because this one has like other directories inside, that I want those to turn into widgets, and I don't want this to be a widget, but I want those to be widgets. I'm exploding this. So that makes it so that I have a group now that like has a widget in it for each path inside this folder.
Because if you just kind of hit widget on that, then it would have opened trending, popular. Like
yes, I would have a widget that had all the items that said trending, popular, search, like all that stuff, and that would basically work like a shortcut group.
Yeah,
exactly.
Basically. If you wanted to do that, you could, I suppose. Yeah,
you couldn't click it and go. You got to click it, go into it, pick your movie, and then go.
Right. And then, so the difference would be if you wanted, okay, so if you wanted to have all of the options, so like inside of movies, if I want to have every last one of these show up in a widget, I can point a widget here. I can add this as a widget. Okay. Now, if, for example, hold on a second, if I only wanted like a few of these, if I only wanted to have movies and new movies and like 4 or 5 of them, but I wanted them to work that way where they'd open up a window, then that's a shortcut group. Does that make sense?
Into the same shortcut group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, baby. I'm busy. Hold on a minute. Yeah, so if I like add this into a shortcut group,
yep.
Sorry, speed through there a little bit. So like in that way, because if you point a widget at this directory, you can't change the contents that are in it. Because it's going to read them fresh every single time, and you're always going to get all the items in that directory. But if you make each one of these a shortcut in their own group, or like in a group, add these as shortcuts, then you can have like specific ones and point a widget at that and only have like 6 or 7 or 8 items or however many you want as your widget. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it like opens each one.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'd hit it and it would go into the list. But I'm going to explode this so that we get widgets out of it. And it
so
takes
it's exploding. So it's exploding the movies tab, the movies.
Yeah, I'll show you the group.
Perfect.
So the group that we got out of that, if I go back into AutoWidget, and because I used all the same naming, it's just it's named the same as it is in the crew, and then it has all these widgets in it.
Perfect.
So whenever I point an auto widget at this group, I'm gonna get one of these.
Yeah. So it changes every time, like every time it refreshes? Or do you get them all? You get little bits of each of them.
Yes and no.
Okay.
It'd be one of each.
Yeah, you've got it right both times. So I can. I hope I'm not going too fast here. I'm making a widget.
You already did that, so yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. So I'm making a widget in AutoWidget, going into my group and finding that group that I just had, right?
Yeah, the crew with the little pink thing.
Yeah. So the one that we saw already, I could pick a path from here, or I can do a cycling path.
Which would change each time.
Right. And so this gives me this option.
Perfect.
To pick a random one like we had before, or next, where it picks like the next one down the line.
Right. Down the line.
Like random myself.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole point of this add-on is that I think everything should just be as random as I can get it, basically.
Yeah, that way you don't know what you're getting. So maybe you didn't know you wanted to have an actress versus a
right. And so that one actually did show me people.
Yep.
And when it does this thing here,
it's going to take a minute to load that meta.
Yeah, maybe.
No, but Todd, it's still just going to be one of those movies, right?
No, but what I mean is it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute because he's streaming.
But the cool thing is, so this time it's cycling paths from people.
Yeah, and so now there isn't any initialization. Used to be you have to set up the widget and then go in and like push the thing and it would reload your skin. It would do all this stuff. Don't have to do that anymore. It'll just load it like this and we're good to go. This has
every time it refreshes, it'll be something different from that movie section.
Yes. So if I pull up my context menu and hit the refresh thing, which the information on how to do this is in most of my other auto widget videos and like the descriptions and stuff as well. There you go. So it changed out. Now I'm on languages, I think.
Yeah.
And then again, you can see the one up top didn't change.
Yeah.
Because it's static.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You kept it the same.
Right. And then I can go into these other widgets that are merged.
I like the merged one.
Yeah, me too. This is so cool.
Last time where you could see there was Keanu Reeves, and then there was a popular movie, and then there was a stuff is cool.
And there wasn't nothing duplicate.
No.
Yes. It avoids duplicates. So like if there's two movies in the same list, it won't do that. And this is the one that I like to show it with. You'll notice I didn't mix any content. So far, I only had groups that had movies in them, so it's just not as much fun. But well, hell, I'll make a new list. I'll make a new group.
Okay. All right.
I'll use Finn and Shadow. I was actually just thinking about this the other day because you can merge paths from anywhere. You can merge two different add-ons together into one.
Right, because I'm thinking you could do trending movies and TV, and so it would trend what's trending in movies and what's trending in TV would be the same list.
Yeah.
So like if I did Shadow popular, this is popular movies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a new group. Actually, yeah, that is what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna call this the merged group because it's the one I'm gonna use.
Yeah, easy to remember the name.
Yeah. But then if I went into the crew, not Finn, I forgot I had the crew instead of Finn. And then I went into like TV shows and got trending TV shows and add this to that merged group.
Yep. Send it to the same one. Yep.
Okay. So then when I go out to set my widget, Am I good on speed here, guys? How do I look?
I think because you've gone over it, I think they know that you're going back into where you're going to set another one.
Yeah, this is this going into the skin. Yeah.
Yeah, this is repeat of all the same stuff I did earlier. So I'm making a widget into a video add-on. It's easy. AutoWidget, my groups, and then I'm gonna get this merged. And
then all right. So then once you click the merge group, you have to tell it which one of the methods that it's
right
going to
here.
use.
Well, yeah. So
It's
for
gonna
this
use merged.
in this case, yeah, it asks me which paths to merge.
See, I love that too. That like basically, like you said before too. Like, say you picked that entire movie category.
Yep.
And you didn't want languages. That's would be a good
right.
where you could turn
exactly.
That off.
Yeah.
And that's also why you can go into your group and like delete paths out.
Yeah.
Because like I don't necessarily I want a widget that's going to show me movies, so I don't necessarily want to see like the search menu as a widget.
Yeah. Or like the languages, like we just talked about.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing with merged widgets, and I've kind of gone back and forth with myself on this, is that they are a little bit slow.
That's fine though.
Yeah, well, it is basically making two widgets in one.
Yeah.
It has to load all the items for both widgets and then show them all. So down here in my merged path, whenever it loads, because I've now got widgets there. I don't know. It'll show up.
Yeah, because it's loading the crew above it.
Languages are quick.
Yeah.
All this stuff's loaded, so it'll be right here. There it is.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't sort it. I didn't do any sort to it. But this right here, this is the movies, and I know it's from Shadow. It's got that on it. And then at the end of this movies, for one thing, there's a next page button in the middle. That's from Shadow.
That's at the end of Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, and this wouldn't show up here if I was handling that page button correctly.
Or is that something that AA can fix in Shadow? That would help?
He could change the labeling here, but it doesn't matter. I can work around it. I can make that work. No reason to make him do anything. He doesn't need to change his add-on for me. And then this is TV shows from the crew.
All right, so you said you could do it by sort, because I remember when you showed it the first time, you were talking about how you sorted it differently.
Yes, so I meant to do that before, and I just forgot.
So it's going to go back into the widget itself.
Mm-hmm. And right here, you can choose the sort method.
All right,
really, anything. So, like, any of these will work.
All right, well, so you could do it by the date it was added, random, the votes. So the votes would be the most popular ones.
Like the most popular stuff up top. Whether, in this case, whether it's movies or TV.
So if it has more, like a higher IMDb rating, I guess?
It'll go by votes, ideally. So that's how many people have rated it on IMDb.
Okay.
It's just like
okay. So how many votes on IMDb?
Exactly. You could sort by rating and get like the highest rated stuff. But see, so like Joker, out of the things in this list, Joker has the most votes. And so like it's sorted by votes.
Be it they like it or didn't like it.
Exactly.
Because it would just be a vote if it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Exactly, that's true. But you can see like it puts in maybe TV shows don't have votes.
Yeah,
it's possible TV shows don't have votes. I thought they did. But it stuck all the TV shows at the end, which I would have expected them to be mixed in with the movies.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Those random instead? Do you think that would change?
Yes, I can definitely do it random. I was just trying to play around with some stuff. So random works for sure, because that's what I use.
So that's just going to randomly pick movies and TV and merge them all together.
Yeah. And so it doesn't it basically only handles like one page at a time, obviously.
Yep.
So it'll handle like the first page of whatever that path was.
The first page of movies or first page of TV.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, a page is 10 to 20 items anyway.
Yeah. So this is sorted random.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, my show. Look at there. Yellowstone. First
So
show.
I've definitely got Dab show, but then I've also got down here, movies right in between a bunch of shows.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. And people and stuff like that too.
Yeah, because I remember on our last show you added people to it, and it had actors, and you could have directors.
Or, like I said before, you could use this with like Spotify add-on and do playlists, like mix playlists together, or mix I don't know, make a widget that's like my background music and my background TV shows, like the stuff I put on when I'm not paying attention.
Cool.
I don't know, have it all in one spot. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm just throwing out ideas.
I like the idea of this merge path for trending, so you have the shows as well as actors that are trending.
This one is movies and people.
Yeah.
And shows, maybe?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Well, no.
I don't think there's shows in this one.
No,
This is just
no,
movies
no.
and people.
Movies and people that are trending now.
Yes. And
So,
then
yeah.
And so this one has the buttons at the end, because they're not from Shadow, and it actually figured it out. But those will just take you into the thing because it's merged, and I feel like it'd be like really weird to change like a merged path that way. Like it makes sense when I know that all of that content comes from one page of one path.
Yeah.
But when they're all mixed up like that, it didn't make sense. So I made it do this.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
The add-on that you pulled it from.
And that's it, man. This is AutoWidget 2. What I do want to say, and I to be honest, I kind of want to apologize, I suppose, to a lot of people that have done a lot of work with AutoWidget. It breaks everything you had before. If you get this updated, it will wreck your groups. It will wreck your widgets. I'm so sorry. It had to be done. That's why this is a major version update. It is a major breaking change. And it's so unfortunate, but so worth it.
Builders love building. It's all okay.
Yeah, no, I know. It's faster, it's more efficient, it does more things, and it opens the door for me to make it do more things more efficiently in the future. So like I'm sorry, but it had to be done. I've had like 10 people DM me today to be like, hey, where's all these errors coming from? I gotta say it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could always stick with, if they remove your repo, couldn't they? They could stick with 1.0, wouldn't they?
Yes, that is true.
I mean, they remove your repo.
The last stable version was 1.6.8.
Okay.
And you can stick with that. And actually, if you'd like to, you can roll back to it. They're both still available on the repo. Yep. So if you like accidentally get auto updated to it, for example, A, turn off your auto updates, people, and B, you can roll back. If you go and like try to update, it'll show you all the versions almost all the way back until I very started. So
I'm going to say this right now. Update.
I'm going to say update too. I'm going to say
the small pain for the.
I'm going to say take it and update because it is so worth it.
Small pain for a big gain.
Yeah.
I've said that numerous times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. That's my time for tonight, I believe.
Thank you for coming on again. That was awesome. I love it.
Yeah. And I'm glad that I got to kind of like slow down and take my time with it for you guys. I wasn't in so much of a
Bob says, and that's why he got the error.
Yeah. Sorry.
You did a full video for this as well, right? And they've tagged you in the side chat so people can.
Yeah. I see the tags. JJ posted it quite a few times over there.
For that. Honestly, this video is probably the better video to watch. I went into a lot more detail here. I usually do with you guys, but they're there. anybody that's got any questions is free to comment on my videos or hit up the Cody forum. Or Streaming Matters. Actually, I probably talk to more people in the Streaming Matters channel about AutoWidget than anywhere else.
I see him every single day talking in there.
Dude, I'm always in there. We've got our Discord for A4K. People are welcome in there. There's links for all this stuff.
Send me, Dr. Inferno, any links that you want me to add to the show notes. Send them to me in your DM so that I have the ones you want me to share, and I will add them to the show notes later tonight or tomorrow. I will add those. I will add those links.
Mainly, it's my YouTube and my GitHub, because anywhere where somebody wants to put like bug reports and stuff, GitHub's the best place.
Hit Todd up because he has other channels that basically people can see where you are and they can like grab it right away, like YouTube and. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
And Git. Hey, Todd, you can put Git in your channels as well for him, right?
Yeah. I can. Yeah, we can do any of that. And like he said, you can join the Streaming Matters group and you can talk in there. We have 600-700 people in there. Plenty of people that can help. I will say, just be nice, be friendly, and don't expect someone to answer you immediately because we are all over the world.
Yeah,
there are people that sleep. Sometimes people that are in the UK. They're up at my 3 o'clock in the morning and they're wanting to know why the hell I'm up at 3, and that's Dr. Inferno's 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe he's in bed, they're like, well, I asked him 2 hours ago and they didn't answer me. Well, you know what? This is the world. Okay. We all have different time zones, so just be patient. If you post your question and someone doesn't answer it, ask 5 or 6 hours later.
And if the question is specifically for Dr. Inferno, tag him in it so that
you can do you can do the @ sign and then type in their name and it will highlight them. And what that helps with is if you're new to Telegram, what that does is it puts an @ sign. So when I'm scanning through my Telegram groups and I'm in 1 or 2, it actually pops up that I see someone's mentioned my name, so I know that they're talking to me. Because when you're in a lot of groups, and sometimes there's 200 messages in a group, you're not going to read 200 messages.
I am probably on Telegram too much. I'll check throughout the day and make sure I'm not missing anything. But
tag you.
If you tag me for stuff like that, that definitely helps. Yeah. And like I said, you can hit me up anywhere. GitHub is like #1 for reporting bugs. If you've got a bug, GitHub is like my preferred spot, but pretty much anywhere is good because I'll take feedback from anybody.
Perfect.
A lot of times I think when I see the questions people are asking, it's just that they're not sure how to use it yet. Yeah. And you walk them through stuff. And I will say there's been some times when I'm watching when I read through some of the room, I'm like, I don't know. I'd have to just go AFK because some people.
The good thing is, though, is we can direct them to this video. Plus, now that we know it a little better, we can probably help a little bit too.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
I haven't. I need to do another video. I ran out of time tonight because I really do got to go. But what I forgot to show you guys tonight is how to change the label on the widget. Because it used to do that, and now it's different. You've got to go in and change it to like an info label with the $ info in order to make it update. You've got to like put in a certain value there. I might get time to record after dinner tonight, and I'll try to put up a video as soon as I can on YouTube, like on the channel just for that.
Do us a favor too, and when you do upload it, put it in Streaming Matters as well.
I will. I definitely will. Yeah,
and then me or Blue will add it to also my video help links room, because if I try to post helpful links videos to that one room, so that there's no talking, it's just video links. It makes it easy for you to scan through it. Hopefully,
I will make that video tonight. I hope.
Yeah.
And right, you got a life going on? What the hell?
I know, it's crazy. I've got to go make dinner.
Oh,
wow. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming on. Okay, so we got that going on. Full show.
Cool. I love the merge.
Full show. Good grief. Thanks to Dr. Inferno for coming on. Sorry I wasn't talking you probably heard him more because I was busy eating.
That's actually not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. So I was eating my dinner, and so that I don't feel bad tonight.
No,
Because
you did
it doesn't
lots of info.
doesn't help Dabs drinking too much and not eating enough. So Miss Blue, anything you gotta finish up with before we roll out of here?
No, I'm just pretty excited to play with that now, actually. And did I mention I love porn?
I forgot cobwebs. All right, so I want to thank everyone for joining the show. Thanks, Dr. Inferno, for watching or coming on, showing AutoWidgets 2.0. Watch for his video. I will do my best to post the links in the show notes. If I saw JJ posted numerous times my Streaming Matters group. You can join that group. That group is about anything streaming. So we do our best to help people. We are not experts in every single field, but we try to help in a lot of different ways. So if there's someone that may have information, the only thing we ask in that is, again, don't be a dick and don't use it.
Don't know what you're talking about. Don't speak up and give them bad directions.
Yeah, just wait and learn. And we ask that it's not a channel for you, or it's not a place for you to post a bunch of stuff you're selling. I'm not there to try to fatten your pocket. It's just about to educate people.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. Thanks for Blue. Thanks for you joining the show. Thanks for you coming on, hanging out with me, brightening the whole scenery of everything.
Yeah. What do you want?
Nothing. Thanks for you guys watching and listening to me mutter through Radarr, and hopefully you learned a little bit on that. I will try to post that video tonight. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I'll try to go ahead and post that tonight to get that up. And if you're trying to use automation for your sonar Radarr, I think that video will help you. Be in the lookout for my Usenet side of Premiumized. I hope to learn about that so that I can share that information. And watch Wednesday. What movies are we watching Wednesday? Do you remember, babe?
Just Cause and Phantom Thread.
So those two movies. So please watch those movies prior, and then join us on the show where you will see Alban and other people. UFC tomorrow night, Bellator tonight, I guess. I'll be looking around for that. Next Friday, we are going to have a show. And I mentioned it earlier in the show, throwback show. We're going to pull in the old Nan people. It's going to be Remember When, because several people had messaged me over the last, a couple months about doing Remember When kind of shows. So hopefully we're able to pull in as many noobs and nerds, people that worked with that team, as well as maybe some people from different add-ons. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
See, and it's going to be great. One step below Dab's birthday parties, just like I said, just that much different. Dab birthday party, this show, so hopefully everyone will join, like, subscribe, share, and when you see me post the link for it, promote it. Let's have a good time. Hopefully we'll have a good time, and I will not wear my snowman suit. I will say that.
Oh, damn it!
No, it's not snowman. Snowman suits for special occasions,
baby,
where I've got it cut out in certain places.
Yeah,
so that's bad when she's like, "Get the snowman outfit." All right. Hey,
please shoot me.
So thanks for everyone joining. Thanks for all the people that hung out with me. We're down to 35 people. You guys are the people we do the show for. You guys are
thanks, guys.
You guys are awesome. Thanks.